And hello everybody, it is your ever-present, Mr. Christmas. I am here with, well, basically none of my compatriots, except for I think I see Star hiding behind a little kitty, hiding behind a little curtain here. We're going to be doing the same old thing we were doing before, because gosh darn it, what the heck is wrong with having fun with it? With murder, hitman, murder. I actually see Pickles, our newest addition, is sleeping behind my wife's shoulder as she desperately tries to play Binding of Isaac. There's Star wrangling around my feet. And let's go ahead and set my little thing going here. Load my game! Load my game! I'm not sure why me saying load my game over and over is supposed to help anything. Oh, right, it's an epic game, not... And let's get our radio drama on. Hi, Star, jumping on up here. Let's start with some Burns and Allen, why not? George Burns, who always sounded like he was 90 years old. Hey. Hi. Oh, your belly's looking much better. Ah! Didn't quite have things set up correctly. Did I do this wrong? There we go. Now, I don't need to just hear music. If you guys aren't going to start the show, I'm going to put on a different show. Nothing wrong with some Dragnet.
The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Fatima cigarettes. Best of all long cigarettes.
Wow, apparently I was way ahead on this.
Dragnet.
Well, let's play this campaign, even though I've currently already done this.
You're assigned to homicide detail. For 2 months, a depraved criminal has been at work in your city. Men and women have been robbed, brutally attacked. Your job, get him.
If you want a long cigarette, smoke the best of all long cigarettes. Smoke extra mild Fatima. Yes,
DTI, whatever
Fatima
DTI
is the king-size cigarette which contains the finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos, superbly blended to make it extra mild. To give Fatima
Of course,
a much
the
different,
necessary gear
much
to have
better
is a
flavor and aroma
lockpick.
than any other long cigarette. That's why Fatima has more than doubled its smokers coast to coast. Enjoy
And
extra
always
mild
have a
Fatima
poison
yourself.
vial.
Best of all, long cigarettes.
Let's
It's wise
smuggle
to smoke
in.
extra mild Fatima.
It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
Shurikens, why not?
Dragnet. The documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case from a
I'm not going to do it, but I thought about
From
it.
beginning to end, from crime to punishment.
Sure, why not?
Dragnet
Let's
is
wear the
story
clown
of
suit
your
for
police
just
force
no good
connected-
reason at first.
It was Wednesday, March 7th. It was cloudy in Los Angeles. We were working the night watch out of homicide. My partner's Ben Romero. The boss is Thad Brown, chief of detectives. My name's Friday.
Hi, Star,
I was
over
on the
there,
way home from
exactly
the
where I
office. It
want
was
her. That's a
2:25
good
a.m.
girl.
When I got to
Yeah.
Collis Avenue. Number 4656. Yeah, Ma. Did I wake you?
Well, what time is it?
A little after 2.
Oh, you can't keep this up. You've got to have your rest.
Don't worry, I'm okay. You got any cold meat in the icebox?
There's some pressed ham, a few slices of bologna.
Race is on its last
Did you have your dinner?
and it is down
A couple of hamburgers and a piece of pie.
Oh, I've already done this one.
I had some nice beef stew for dinner. There's some left in the icebox. I'll come down and warm it for you.
No, all I want
Let's
is
try a
sandwich,
different
Ma.
one.
You go on back to sleep.
You can't live on pie and sandwiches and keep up your strength. Working all hours, first thing you know, you'll be getting sick. You need
All
your
right, let's
food,
try this
you
again.
need
Let's
your
do a
rest.
different.
Nobody cares when you're sick.
You didn't have to get up, Ma. All I want is a sandwich. I can fix it.
Let's see, what's that one?
Here, it'll take a minute to warm it up.
Yep, I did this one too.
Nice new potatoes in it. Some of those onions you like, too. White Bermudas.
Okay, not too much now. I'll get the milk.
I guess that's where I am at another life.
2:30 in the morning.
Let's go over the
What
plan.
kept you so late
The
again?
first constant
Another
is
stakeout,
none
it's the
other
same job.
than
Is that
James,
murder in
the
Highland
legendary
Park?
Cold
No,
War
Ma, the
spy
badge
master,
bandit. One that
a
poses as a
KGB
policeman.
senior
That
officer,
one.
and
You
head of
certainly
the
ought to
sec-
do something about him.
All right,
Yeah,
planning.
I'm trying to. I can't find him.
Now, there was a piece in the paper about it tonight. They say it's just terrible the way he beats up people and robs them.
Well,
Badge bandit. The way he treats women. Ought to be ashamed. They ought to put him away.
you got some more rye bread?
Mm-hmm. Are you going to have tomorrow off, Joseph?
Thanks. No. The captain says
Okay.
we work straight through till we get the guy.
And let's do it.
I thought you were going to have tomorrow off.
Mm.
Oh, you ought to tell the captain.
Nola
You
Cassidy
need
and
your rest.
Janus.
You can't go on like
Find
this
clues.
working all
Okay.
hours. You'll be coming down sick.
I
one of
finally
these
get to
days.
do this mission for real
15 robberies.
instead of
15
messing
assaults,
around with the
almost 2 months.
custom
Somebody's gotta
levels.
stop 'em. Stew ready?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Well, can't they warn the people? They wouldn't be getting robbed and beaten up if they weren't parked in those lonely places.
Perfect suburban dream.
Booming.
Wide
So
roads,
silly.
golden maple trees, and vertical.
I'm afraid we can't do anything about that, Ma.
Most residents
It's a public
here are
place.
white-collar
They got a right to park if they want.
ranging from
I suppose.
university staff
Let me
to
have your
government
plate.
employees.
Right on.
Hold it. That's fine.
Another spoonful. You can't work if you don't eat.
Janus's unpresuming home is protected by a host
It's
of
good
bodyguards.
stuff.
Yeah, sure it is.
And intel shows that the
But you're down to
fragile
ShopRite
former
tonight.
consulate rarely leaves.
His stewing beef's just wonderful.
Ah,
Cassidy, on the other hand,
Ben worked late with you?
Yeah, his wife's sore, too. He hasn't been home much since we started on this. It's a tough one.
My. Well, times certainly have changed since I was a girl. All this robbing and beating up.
This
Crazy
is about
people.
more than just revenge.
Any mail today?
Janus is the key to
No,
bring
there's a couple
down
of bills.
So get in there.
Will you set the
and
alarm? I
find
gotta
us
check back
smoking.
in at 8 in the morning.
will do, buddy. Will do.
Oh, why so early?
Badge bandit got 2 more victims tonight. They're college kids. Doctor said he didn't think we should talk to him tonight, so we'll have to see him tomorrow morning at the hospital.
Were they badly injured?
Well, pretty bad. The boy took a terrible beating. The girl was attacked, same as the others.
I've marked your map with several points of interest.
Well, it's very good, Ma. I better get to bed.
Yes, well, your face looks so thin. You need all the rest you can get.
I'll get it.
Now, who can that be? It's almost 3 in the morning.
Hello?
This is Lorman down homicide, Joe. Sorry to bother you.
Yeah, Lorman. What is it?
Captain wants you and Romero to meet him in Hollywood and Laurel right away.
What's the matter now?
Attack and hold up in Laurel Canyon 20 minutes ago.
Yeah?
Got the area blocked off. Figure they got the man trapped.
The victims get a look at the guy?
Same description, the badge bandit.
I left the house, went over and picked up Ben. We drove out to the edge of the Santa Monica Mountains where Hollywood Boulevard ends and Laurel Canyon begins. We headed back into the canyon to the blockaded area. Captain Steed from Homicide was there waiting for us.
Hi, Skip. Just a minute. Taylor, call communications again. Have them tell the men out on Ventura to start moving in.
Right, Captain.
Sorry to call you back. Couldn't be helped.
Okay. How's it shaping up?
But wait a minute.
Oh.
Detail in vicinity of Laurel Canyon. Unit 62K reports that they are at Mulholland Drive and Oakstone
Adjust
Avenue.
my volume
Nothing
down
further to
just a
report.
little
Hey,
over
what you
here.
said, Joe?
I said, how's it shaping up?
Well, here's a sketch of the area. Covers just about all the Laurel Canyon district. Badge bandit got his victims near the top of this hill here. Old man in the neighborhood heard a woman scream and phoned in.
How sure are we the guy didn't get away?
Well, the man who called in said the bandit had trouble starting his car. Finally left it and took off into the brush. He was headed west down this road here.
I just had a call from communications. The crew from Leighton Prince are on the way.
All right. Any report from the detail up on Canyon Road?
Nothing yet. I'll stand by the radio.
Okay.
How much area we got to cover?
Now, from the mouth of the canyon here, all the way back to Ventura Boulevard. On the west
That
here,
was
from
foolish of me.
Mountain Avenue over to Crestview Drive on the east.
How much have we got to go on?
Crowley talked to the victims for a minute before they took him to Georgia Street.
Yeah?
The guy's description's the same. Heavy-set, blonde hair, chubby face, horn-rimmed.
All right, let's try this again.
Well, if he's on foot, there's plenty of underbrush around here to hide him.
Just a minute, I want to get this call.
Blah, blah, blah.
I have communication contact.
Use this, take the thing.
Have the others closed in from the west and north. You two better get up on Groveland Drive. Line's pretty thin up there. We'll use the help.
Is that the area where you abandoned the car?
Yeah. I want you to cover all the houses in that area. Check with everybody you can find in the neighborhood. They may be able to help.
I don't actually care about this.
I'll be making the rounds in another 10 minutes. Check with you.
All right, let's go,
Oh,
Joe.
one more thing.
Yes, sir?
I'll tell you what I told the rest of the men. This guy's in a corner and he's got a gun. There's only one way out for him.
Yeah?
Make sure it's not you.
3:45 a.m. Ben and I drove up to Groveland Drive and joined the search. We started our house-to-house canvass of the
All right,
neighborhood
here's
where the
that. Let's
suspect
find
had
out what this
abandoned his
is.
Car. None of the residents had any further information to give us. 4 a.m. We kept on
Someone
checking.
from James' security detail buried something in the frog habitat behind
23
Cassidy's
hours.
house.
Long shift.
I could use some sleep.
Wife of mine is boiling mad. She's even mad at the kid.
Yeah? What's the trouble?
Oh, aunt of hers sent down some flower bulbs from Oregon yesterday, gladiola bulb.
Yeah?
Kid was playing with a little girl next door yesterday, and they found a box of flower bulbs. They put the mess of them in a pot of water and boiled them on the stove.
What'd they do that for?
Who knows?
There's another house up ahead. We better check it.
Yeah.
Careful around here, sir.
We ought to get some street lights up here.
Yeah. That's nice work, waking people up in the middle of the night.
Oh, I don't like it any more than they do.
Wish we could make them believe that. Nice neighborhood up here.
All right, his back is
I
turned.
wonder what the price is on these lots.
Oh, it shouldn't be too high. Say real estate's coming down.
Yeah, what is it?
Police officers. Sorry to disturb you. We'd like to talk to you a minute.
Oh, all right.
Okay, now that puts me here where I can be.
What's been going on in the neighborhood tonight? Some kind of trouble? Cars racing up and down the hill? What's the trouble?
Have you noticed any strangers in the neighborhood last hour?
No, I just got to bed 20 minutes ago. I work out at Paramount. We're shooting nights. What's all the commotion?
Okay.
We're looking for a suspect. He's supposed to be around this area.
Frog
Oh, I haven't
pond.
seen anybody. I thought I heard somebody out by the garage a few minutes ago. Went out and looked around, but I didn't see anything.
Did you check to see if your car is still in the garage?
No, I left it in the driveway.
No, sir. There's no car in your driveway.
Sure there is. Let me
Got
show you.
here. Clipboard.
Hey, it's gone.
Can we use your phone?
Yeah. Yeah, but I saw it just a few minutes ago. The car was right there in the driveway. You think that guy took my car?
Yes, sir. It's a pretty good bet. You got your license number handy there.
I don't remember it. I got it on a card in my wallet.
Give me communication.
Can you give us a
James
description
is
of your car?
apparently
It's a Plymouth
engaged in a
sedan,
civil
black,
romance.
two-door sedan. With...
Search detail, Laurel Canyon. I got some new information for all units in the detail.
Lawsuit with
Here's the
another
license
resident
number.
of Wilton Creek.
Thank you.
James
Will you
Batty,
broadcast this
plaintiff,
information to all
wants
units in the
jailers
search
to
detail?
stop his annual
What was the
round
make and
in a
model of your
helicopter.
46 black Plymouth, a two-door
The
sedan.
lawsuit
1946
Nolan
black
Cassidy
Plymouth, two-door
and his
sedan, license
unlawful
number.
surveillance
Let me
around
see.
town.
7 X-ray
So
2569.
Janus takes a helicopter
This
trip
car's just
once
been
per
stolen
year.
from
I think
10211
it's
Groveland Drive.
47.
Any identifying marks on the car?
47?
Well, I left
I
my
think it
keys
would be
in it.
No,
beneficial
no,
to
sir. I mean,
locate
any
the
special
unlawful
markings on the
surveillance
car. Maybe a
mentioned in
dent in one of the fenders.
Perhaps
Well,
Nolan
yeah, George,
Cassidy's
hold on, we
house
get
would
you.
be a good place
The
to
right
start.
headlight went out on me last night. I
Okay.
haven't had it fixed yet.
The right headlight on the car's out. Notify all units in the search detail that we believe suspect is now in possession of this car.
But I can come back to you later.
Let's go.
Must have happened in the last 15 minutes. I heard that noise and I went out to check. The car was there then.
Well, here's our card. We'll be checking with you later.
Yeah, I sure hope you find it. I don't know how I can get to work tomorrow without my car.
Yeah, we'll notify you.
Yeah, gee, I sure hope you find it.
Thanks for your help. Come on, Ben.
So Noel Cassidy's house.
X-ray 2569. Repeat, 7 X-ray 2569. Car has just been stolen from 10211 Groveland Drive. The right headlight is out.
Oh, we got
It
it.
is believed
Yeah.
suspect is now in possession of this car. KMA 367.
I don't think he could have gotten that car through the blockade yet, you. Better start searching the side roads, huh?
Yeah. There's one, leading off to the left, up ahead.
Okay, let's try it. Wait a minute, there's a car coming down the hill toward us.
I'm gonna go get a
Joe's
shovel.
making
'Cause
time. Joe, only one headlight on the car.
It's coming right at us. Turn around, quick. There's no room. Get over to the inside.
I can't, it's too late.
Ben, turn!
Hang on, we're going over.
Attention all units. Special attention all units in search detail in the vicinity of Laurel Canyon. ADK reports theft
Ben?
of a 1946
You all right?
Plymouth two-door sedan.
Ben.
In the file.
An ambulance was called, and Ben and I were taken to Georgia Street Receiving Hospital. There I received emergency treatment for multiple cuts and bruises and a sprained left shoulder.
Huh?
Ben didn't do so well. He had a possible concussion, 2 broken ribs, and a half a dozen severe cuts about the face and arms. We were then taken to the P&F ward. The next afternoon, we had a visit from Captain Steed and Chief Detective Thad Brown.
Friday, how you feeling?
there be a...
Pretty good, Chief.
You saw Romero across the hall. You came out better than
Okay,
he
let's see what we got.
That's what I hear. You resting any?
did. Much better. No danger involved. Needs rest, that's about all.
How long?
Well, he'll be here 2 weeks, according to the doctor.
A cigar
What about
box
you?
with a few
Couple of days.
cigars and
Too
a
bad, Joe.
Badge bandit?
Yeah. Looks like you two got banged up for nothing.
Oh?
After he rammed your car, he ditched the black Plymouth, and then we figure he hit with the underbrush.
Yeah?
Somehow, while we were hauling you and Ben out of that wreck, he slipped through the
The
line.
note
Any
indicates
fingerprints
that
on the
box was
car?
given to James
Only
by the
you.
constant, as
Rotten
per
luck. I guess it was his night,
Huh.
We're getting more men from Metro Division to
This
help
could
out.
mean the constant
And we're doubling the
James
number of
meet up
decoys
on a
around the
regular
city.
basis.
Policewomen, huh?
Excellent.
And we'll have each of them planted in a parked car along with an officer in every area the badge bandit's been working. All he has to do is grab at the bait once.
Yeah, if he goes for it.
He'll have plenty of time to choose. We work the same setup every night till we reach him.
It's a big operation. Might have to run it for weeks unless he quits.
There's only one way a guy like that ever quits.
Yeah.
When we stop him.
All right, so I should probably just try to get in
Saturday,
here.
March 10th, 2 p.m. I was released from the P&F ward and went home. Ben stayed on at the hospital. He had at least another 10 days to go before release. Sunday, I spent at home. Monday afternoon, I checked back in at the office, and Captain Steed put me on decoy duty for that week, along with policewoman Dorothy River. We were assigned to cover an isolated parking area near Mulholland Drive and Beverly Glen. It was a nice view, but the duty was slow. No sign of the badge bandit. Policewoman River and I waited it out from late evening to early morning, from Monday through Thursday. Friday night came. Same thing. We waited.
How's Ben? You see him today?
Yeah, he's doing fine. Be out next week.
Grouchy, I guess.
Oh, sure.
You want a cigarette?
Thank you.
You can sure tell it's Friday night.
Yeah.
In fact, college kids are out in force.
Mm-hmm. What time you got?
1:45. A long night.
Yeah. Slow.
You cold?
No, are you?
Just a little. It's chilly up here in the early morning. What's that?
Car full of kids just pulling out.
Are the cars gone too?
Yep. We're the only ones left.
These stakeouts get on your nerves.
So look, if you're cold, you can have my coat. It doesn't bother me.
No, it's all right, Joe. Thanks. It's a beautiful view from up here, isn't it? All the light.
Yeah.
You like to dance, Joe?
What?
I said you like to dance.
Oh, once in a while, I guess. I'm not too good. Why?
Well, our club's having its big annual dance 2 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah.
So did I just kill everyone in there easily?
That leaves me out. I don't own a tux.
You could rent one. It'd be fun.
Nah, I'm afraid I don't look good in a tux.
I never met a man who thought he did. Why don't you try it?
I might be working.
Well, I mean, if you're not working, why don't you come?
You going?
Well, I was planning on it.
Got a date?
No,
The
not
note
yet.
mentions
I have hope.
another house. Perhaps
There's
Cassidy
a car
is using
pulling
one of
in.
the vacant buildings as base of operations.
Hey.
47.
Huh.
Yeah, parked over in back of us.
I can only make out one person in the car.
Yeah, looks like a man. I can't be sure. All right, come on over closer.
What do I got here?
Look the part, huh?
All right.
Called
Getting
Zoe.
out of the car.
Coming this way?
Someone called
Walking
Zoe.
over to the side of the road.
It
Got a
looks like a
flashlight.
draft, and is full of explicit
Looking
descriptions
around.
of how unhappy Janus is with Zoe and
Built
his
like the
sister,
Badge Bandit.
having been appointed
Short,
chairwoman
heavy
of
set.
the Ark Society.
Yeah, he's turning around. He's got his flashlight on us.
I've heard that name before.
He's coming up on your side of the car.
I take it easy. You know what to do.
Good work, 47.
Come on, out of that car.
We now know
Please,
Janus is meeting
All right,
with
hold on.
Constant at an event related to the Ark Society.
Come on, I said out of the car, both of you.
All right. All right, drop the gun. Drop it.
We're close to the finish line. It's time to end this.
That's him.
Yeah,
Now I'll get the cuffs on him.
thanks. I didn't think I hit him that hard.
You didn't, I did.
Policewoman Dorothy River and I took the suspect to Hollywood Division, where he was booked on suspicion of robbery. He gave his name as Charles Leon Kirby, age 46.
All right, that was...
Monday, March 19th. Ben was released from the hospital and checked back in for work.
That was probably
A show-up was held at which
not
10 of the 17 victims
the
definitely identified
way
Kirby
the game
as the
intended
bad
me to do this,
The
but
suspect had finally been apprehended. Now we started the slow process
It worked.
of formally charging the man and presenting our evidence.
there was
against him during
some
the trial.
people that were
10 a.m. Ben and I went across
they
the
were going to
street to the
fumigate
sixth
this
floor of the
building and
Hall of
everything, and they had everything tied up and all the stuff
Obtained a
taped
formal
off.
complaint against him.
And I dumped my poison into the fumigator, turned it on, it killed everyone in the house. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, he's still giving us trouble.
See, that's what I love about this game, all the silly stuff that just works.
Another prisoner gave Kirby a pretty bad going over. Cut him up and broke his left forearm. They're moving him in an ambulance from Hollywood to the prison ward at the General Hospital.
When did this happen?
Just this morning. I think they're moving him downtown now.
Tough one. Now, how about your reports on Kirby? Are they all in order?
Well, here's a summary report. Alleges 10 positive identifications containing 10 counts for robbery and 10 counts of forcible rape.
All right.
And here are 7 other crime reports. Only partial identification on these.
Okay. What do you got for corroborating evidence against him?
Oh, we went through Kirby's apartment. Found at least a dozen pieces of property that he took from his victims. Mostly watches and jewelry. The victims identified every piece we found.
Okay, let me get the details down here. No. Excuse me a minute.
Sure.
Broker speaking.
Huh.
Yeah.
I see.
Just
You're
go
right.
inside.
Thank you.
It's open to everyone.
Friday. When? Yeah, right away. Well, that does it.
What's the matter?
Kirby, he just broke out of that ambulance.
For no reason.
You are listening to Dragnet, the case history of a police investigation presented in the public interest by Fatima Cigarettes.
If you smoke a long cigarette, it will be in your interest to listen to a typical case history of a Fatima smoker.
It's the case of Mr. Richard Watts, Jr., drama critic of one of New York's great newspapers. This is his actual signed statement.
All right,
My
let's
working day
if I
starts
can
when
get
most
over
people
that.
are going to bed. When the curtain closes on the last act, I've got a newspaper deadline to make. Working more means
All right.
smoking more. And that's when Fatima quality really tells. I agree. It's wise to smoke
let's see what's
extra
up here.
mild Fatima.
And so do more and more smokers every day. Actual figures show extra mild Fatima has more than doubled its smokers.
Nothing cool here.
So enjoy extra mild Fatima yourself.
The king-size cigarette, which contains the finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos, superbly blended to make it extra mild.
You will prefer Fatima's
Uh-oh, what's
much
going on?
different, much better flavor.
You will agree.
I see it as
wise
forgotten
to
how my
extra
controller
mild
works.
Fatima.
Let me
It's
just go
wise
ahead
to
and
smoke extra mild
shut the
Fatima.
controller
The
off
best of all long
and put it
cigarettes.
back on.
As soon as word of Kirby's escape came through, the information was broadcast to all points. All available cruiser cars and men were rushed to the escape area. and the
people
door-to-door
watching.
canvass got underway. All of the men were given mug shots of Kirby together with his description. 11 a.m. Ben and I got back to the office. We found a message from Captain Steed to meet him in the chief of detectives
So
office.
what was I alt-tabbing around for? I was going to look at something, but I don't remember what.
Right.
What's the story, Chief?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Where do you make the break?
Near 4th and Main. Couldn't
There
have
we
picked a
go.
better
All right.
spot.
Let's
the ambulance
continue.
had just crossed 3rd and Main when Kirby slugged the guard. The driver was too busy dodging traffic to notice what was going on in back.
That's a lousy break.
Kirby jumped out of the back end of the ambulance and disappeared in the crowd. No sign of him since.
Well, that's fine. Takes us almost 3 months to reach the guy, and he breaks away on a cheap fluke like that.
Well, he doesn't have many friends in town. He's only got one we know of.
Propane?
A brother. Kirby stays with him pretty often from what we could gather. His brother lives in a rooming house down on Alameda.
Anybody checked that yet?
Oh, I'm going to get caught.
My brother works at a box factory in the south end of town. That's covered, too.
He's not going far with a broken arm.
What have you got?
Pawn shop hold up 6th Street. Happened a few minutes ago.
Yeah?
Here's the description of the hold up, man.
Stocky build, blonde hair, horn-rimmed glasses, chubby face.
You were wrong about that broken arm. Come on. 11:20 a.m. Ben and I pulled up at the East Asia pawn shop on 6th Street. Inside, we found the
Hey, buddy,
proprietor,
what do you
Morris
want?
Brubaker, lying propped up against one of the showcases. It was an elderly man. His face and head showed the marks of a savage beating. His wounds were hemorrhaging badly, and ambulance attendants were giving him first aid. We showed him Charles Kirby's mugshot.
That's the man. I wouldn't make a mistake. That's him.
Was he alone, Mr. Brubaker?
Yes, by himself. He has to look at a watch, and when I turned to get it, he kicked me.
Flower pot next to the
I fell
door.
against the showcase and cut myself. He pulled me in the back room. I didn't even know him. He kept beating me.
Easy, Mr. Brubaker. Let me get this conference on.
How much did he get away with, do you know?
I'm not sure. A blue suit, blue overcoat, wraparound, and navy blue both. He kept hitting me.
All right, sir, just take it easy. They'll have you out of here in a minute.
All right, let's see what's down here. Anything good?
This is antiseptic. Might sting a little. Okay.
What else did he take, Mr. Brubaker? Can you remember?
Yes, from the cash register, he took money.
How much?
$13, $14, I can't be sure.
When he left your store, did you see which way he was going?
No, he dragged me in the back room. He locked me in.
Ready to move now, Sergeant?
Okay.
I don't know. I saw him going through the shelves there in the back of the counter. I don't know.
What'd you keep there?
My account books and my gun, a box of shells.
Okay, what do we got here?
Well,
My head.
Yes, sir, just take
That's
it
a little
easy.
weird.
It's gonna be a minute now.
the account books are still there.
Yeah?
He got the gun.
4 p.m. Kirby, alias the Badge Bandit, was still at large. As far as
That
we
was
were concerned,
entertaining,
the case
but-
was almost back to where it started from 11 weeks before. The suspect was still loose. He was well armed. He was still free to rob, assault, or murder. We had two big advantages. Kirby's possible broken arm, which would need medical attention, and secondly, the lead to Kirby's brother.
Okay.
At 5:30 p.m., we had a report that the suspect was seen purchasing a ticket at a theater box office out on Hollywood Boulevard. We ran it down. It
Get
didn't
down
pay
the
off.
stairs with him.
At 6:15, a taxi driver thought he spotted Kirby boarding
Hurry
an
up,
outbound
hurry
streetcar,
up.
Figueroa and Pico. Was checked out. No results. At 7 o'clock, Ben and I got something to eat at a drive-in, and we relieved the men on stakeout.
Don't
at the
really know
rooming
why
house on
I
Alameda
did this,
Street, where
but-
Kirby's brother was staying. 10 p.m. Midnight. No sign of Kirby. We waited. At 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah,
Hanson
so
was
I could
coming to
freely
the
look
homicide
around
road us,
and try to get
Ben
some
drove me
propane.
home. It was 3:45 when he dropped me off at Collis Avenue, number 4656.
No propane.
Joseph, that you?
Yeah, Ma, I didn't mean to wake
And
you.
to help the poor guy.
What time is it?
Almost 4.
These late hours, you've got to get your rest, Joseph.
We'll be all right, Ma. Got something to eat in the icebox?
There's a little cold meat and some cheese in the cupboard.
Just want a sandwich. You go on back to sleep.
I had some nice meatballs and spaghetti for dinner.
No, that's not what I
can
need.
warm it up for you.
How could you forget the gas?
I'm working all hours. You just get sick, Joseph, and you'll see nobody cares about you when you're sick.
I wish you wouldn't get up, Ma. I can fix something.
Well, warm up the meatballs and spaghetti. You need something substantial.
I get it.
Griswold's?
4 a.m. I hope it's not that awful.
Hello?
Warmandown homicide.
Yeah, Warman.
So, I'd like to know
James
they just got
smokes
Kirby.
despite being
Where?
dependent on
His
an
brother's
oxygen
place
tank
about 15
and
minutes
his
ago.
bodyguard's
Hanson and Cummings
insistence
grabbed
on
him.
hiding his
Any
cigarette.
trouble?
Ah.
Grabbed him before he got to his gun. We just locked him up. Thought you'd like to know.
Yeah. Thanks, Norman.
Night.
All right.
Well, that wasn't Joseph.
The office, Ma. They got Kirby, the badge bandit.
Oh, did they? Well, that's nice. Maybe you'll have some time off now.
Yeah. Never fails, does it? You work on a case for 3 months. Leave it for 30 minutes.
I guess it is.
Hmm? The food's warm. Is there anything else you want?
No, that's fine, Ma. You go on to bed.
Yeah. Well, all right, Joseph. Now, don't stay up too long.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Hey, Ma. Have I still got that old tuxedo around?
Okay.
The story you have just heard was true.
I don't belong
Only
in
the
here,
names were
but
changed to protect the innocent.
On June 27th, trial
Why
was
not
held
do
in
it
Superior
anyway?
Court, Department 87, City and County of Los Angeles, State of California. In a moment, the results of that trial.
It's amazing how
Do not
many
mother
long
enter.
cigarette smokers are changing to extra mild Fatima. Here is the actual report.
From coast to coast, extra mild Fatima has more than doubled its smokers.
Yes, more and more smokers every day.
Why does nobody have any
are discovering that
propane?
Fatima
Try and do a
is
good-
the king-size
good deed
cigarette
for a
that
guy.
is extra mild.
Extra mild because it contains the finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos, superbly blended to make it extra mild, to give it a much different, much better flavor and aroma.
Enjoy extra mild Fatima yourself. The best of all long cigarettes.
It's wise to
Ooh.
smoke extra mild Fatima.
It's wise to smoke extra mild Fatima.
Well, that's cool. I don't need that, but that's cool.
Charles Leon Kirby, alias the Badge Bandit, was tried and convicted in Superior Court on several counts of armed robbery, rape, and assault with intent to commit murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. After serving 1 year in the state penitentiary, he was judged
Who's this
insane
guy?
and
What
committed
was
to
he
the
up
state
to?
mental hospital at Mendocino. After 2 months there, he escaped. Charles Kirby, alias the Badge Bandit, is still at large. You have just heard Dragnet, a series of authentic cases from official files. Technical advice for Dragnet comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.A. Wharton.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
That is a long drag.
Dr. Kildare.
Whatsoever house I enter, there will I go for the benefit of the sick. Whatsoever things I see or hear concerning the life of men, I will keep silence thereon.
What's wrong with that?
Story of Dr. Kildare, starring Lou Ayres and Lionel Barrymore. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer brought you those famous motion pictures. Now this exciting, heartwarming series is heard on radio.
Alright, I'm going to change to a different one because this is really hard to... That'll work. And I see 12 folks in here. Nobody talking, but...
Gunsmoke, brought to you by Chesterfield. Chesterfield packs more pleasure because it's more perfectly packed, thanks to Accuray. They satisfy the most. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West,
Alright.
there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence
Okay,
that
I
moved
gotta get a
west with
wrench
young
from
America.
somewhere.
And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for...
Where can I get a
and the last they
wrench?
want. It's a chancy job that makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
Where would I find a wrench?
You can't just confiscate my property. I need it to get rid of an aggressively invasive mole in this poor old man's backyard.
Calm down, Demolition Man. Unless it's a flesh-eating mutant mole, you don't need explosives.
Explosives!
Sure been sleepy today. You got spring fever, Chester.
I guess so. It's nice weather, ain't it? Won't be long now, the cattle drives will be starting.
Yeah, the streets will be full of Texas cowhands looking for
I'm
trouble.
pretty sure civilization would have collapsed a long time
But
ago.
you know I'm almost looking forward to them this year.
Come July, you'll be pining for this peace and quiet.
Maybe, but not right now.
Where will I find a wrench? That's a
Maybe I'll
rake.
just stop by the tonsorial, Mr. Dillon, if it's all right with you.
Sure. Well, what for?
Well, like you said, it's spring. They got a bath there. Besides, it's time to get unsold.
You better leave 'em on. We might have a late frost.
I don't know. I'm beginning to itch some. And
Alright, where would I find a
what's that crowd in
wrench?
front of the Long Branch?
I don't know.
Is that a wrench?
Suppose it is, Mr. Dillon. Hey, maybe it's a medicine show.
Well, let's go take a look, huh?
Well, whatever it is, that fellow sure has drew a crowd, and that's a fact.
Uh-huh.
There he is. Miss Kitty's talking to him.
Yeah.
Well, guess there can't be no trouble then.
Oh, hello, Matt.
Oh, Kitty.
Hey, Marshal, you come to have your picture took, too?
Yeah.
The Marshal looked real smart in that tintype, huh? You tell him to.
Ah, so that's it. You're taking pictures, huh?
That's right, Matt. This is Professor Jacoby. He calls himself an artist of the camera.
Well, forevermore. So this is one of them things I've been hearing about.
That's right.
Well,
keep your hands off it, my good man. It's a very sensitive instrument.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, you're Marshal Dillon, I take it, sir.
Still need a wrench.
Well, I'm glad to meet you, Marshal. I was coming to look you up directly. Quite naturally, you're one of the subjects I most wish to immortalize with the camera.
Oh, is that so?
Certainly, certainly. Western Marshal is one of our great heroes back east.
They are? You don't say.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes,
Professor,
what is it?
what's that little tent for?
Oh, that's where I do my developing, sir.
Oh, developing?
Why, of course. Pyro and soda, you understand?
Well...
And the plate must be developed immediately before it dries.
Oh,
Now,
naturally.
miss...
Well, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Stand aside. Yes, if you'll just relax, miss.
Wrench?
I'm not going to shoot you, know.
No wrench.
Okay. See. Now, that's not precisely what I'm after. What we need is another subject.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, another person. You, sir, would you step up, please?
Yes, me, you.
I just walked a circle.
Like that is gonna immortalize old Toad.
Just come right over here, sir. That's it. Now, miss, if you'll just stand beside him.
Him?
Well, anything for art's sake,
Newspaper?
We want this to look absolutely authentic.
I'm really sorry, sir.
I'm gonna like this, Miss Kitty.
Now, don't go getting any ideas, Toad.
You know.
That's fine. That's fine. You're never coming to you'll just look up at him with that.
Now get the fuck
well, you know
out
what
of my face.
No, I don't know.
As I said, I'm really sorry.
Well,
Professor, why don't you just take your pictures of people the way you find them? They'll be authentic enough.
No, of course, Marshal.
Come on.
No offense.
I need a wrench.
Go ahead, Professor.
You don't have a wrench.
Hey, where's he going? Well, ducking under that black cloth there.
Yeah,
Well,
you're gonna have a hard time crawling into that little box.
That's good now. That's good now. Don't take your eyes off the camera
Yeah.
and don't move a muscle while I'm counting. Understand?
Sorry, sir.
All right, take a big breath. Hold it. Good, good.
It takes forever to do that. I get it.
well, ain't that something, Mr. Dillon?
You know, I want to see that picture, Kitty. You look like the camera was a rattlesnake.
Well, it might as well have been. I'm glad it's over.
And now, Marshal. Marshal, maybe you will oblige.
Well, no, thank you, Professor. Maybe later, huh?
And perhaps I'll take one of these gentlemen here.
I don't know what he thinks.
You, sir?
It looks like it's the
You
most
look like a
interesting
gunfighter.
thing he's ever heard.
No?
Grubs may try to look and act like a gunman, Professor, but he's not very desperate.
I can't get him to do anything around the house.
Perhaps you have someone in your jail.
Journal.
No, not at the moment.
He's one of the security people.
I know what the
working
Eastern
over at that
public
old
wants,
Russian
sir,
guy's
what it
house.
wants to see.
It's got to be something from the old
Dance
man's
hall
archives.
girls, desperados,
Janus' diary,
gunfighters,
it might contain
savage
some important
Indians, the
information about
violence
our
of the
case.
West. And it's the violence I'm after most of all. That's what will sell my photographs.
Professor, then all you have to do is wait.
Wait for how long?
Oh, maybe a few weeks when the trail herds start coming.
I haven't got a few weeks, Marshal.
Then I guess we can't help you.
Well, don't worry, Marshal. I'll manage.
So full of bile. I mean,
How?
I'm just trying to help him.
You'll
And
see.
he's behaving like a complete...
I'm a man of ideas, Marshal.
I know that he's hiding something. It's crazy because he looks like any fragile little man. But I think... No,
That whistling man, Bobby Haggart, really started something. Tonight, we'd like to introduce a player piano that could have come right out of the Long Branch in Dodge City.
Packs more pleasure.
Well, I can help that guy.
More pleasure. Chesterfield packs more pleasure because Chesterfield's more perfectly packed.
It
Called
stands
be nice
reason
to the
a
guy.
cigarette made better and packed better, smokes better, tastes better. And Chesterfield is more perfectly packed by Accuray. This electronic miracle removes human error in cigarette manufacture. So Accuray Chesterfield is firm and pleasing to the lips.
Where will I find a
yet deeply
wrench?
satisfying. Yes, Chesterfield gives you something no other cigarette can give you.
Chesterfield packs more pleasure because Chesterfield's more perfectly packed.
To the touch, to the taste, Chesterfield packs more pleasure because it's more perfectly packed by Chesterfield. Mild, yet they satisfy the most.
That's weird.
let me get this straight. He's an exterminator. There's lots of insects.
Okay, yeah, that is more than a little creepy, isn't it?
About his pet cockroach, Pedro.
Pedro.
A touching story. His parents were poor and couldn't afford to buy him a dog, but he found this cockroach in his room one day, and he took care of it. Pedro lived in a shoebox, and he even made a little leash for him so he could take him walking.
Wow.
They did everything together until one day he heard his mother scream from the kitchen where he had left his pet.
Morning,
while he was in
Sam.
the bathroom. He rushed to the kitchen.
Morning,
and
Mac.
he found
Oh, hello,
his
Kitty.
pierced under one of his mom's things.
If you mind if I sit
How
down?
sad.
Well, I haven't yet, have I?
Do you, buddy?
What are you grinning about?
I saw your picture. What was that you said to me about
Oh,
rattlesnakes?
yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it? Well, maybe if you didn't have to hold still for so long. but-
Sure. Anyway, you're immortalized.
All right, here you go, buddy.
Professor will have your face all over the papers back east.
If they'll print it.
Matt, seriously,
Hmm?
I don't like that man.
Oh?
There's something about him. I don't know what it is.
Oh, he seems all right, Kitty. Maybe you're just not used to photographers.
Well, neither are you.
Yeah, Chester.
You better come.
Now, what's the matter?
Out at the end of Bridge Street, they just found old Toad.
Yep.
He's dead.
Dead?
That ain't all. He's been scalped.
What do you make of it, Matt?
I don't know, Doc.
Neither do I. There hasn't been any Indian trouble lately. Surely no Indian come this close to town.
Doc, it wasn't an Indian. That's not the way they use a knife.
Well, then who did do it, Mr. Dillon? Old Toad wasn't much good, but he never hurt nobody.
There's another funny thing, Matt. Doesn't look like it was done right here, but like it was done over there by that building.
Ooh, there's
Then
that.
he was dragged out here into the open.
Yeah, out in the open. End of the sunlight. Yeah, wait a minute.
What are you looking for, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, this right here, Chester.
Well, I don't see nothing. Mr.
Those
Dillon.
three little marks on the ground there. You know what makes marks like that?
No, what?
The three-legged stand they use for a surveyor's instrument. Or a camera.
Camera? Matt, no man would do that just for a picture.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Alright, gotta wait for Janus to leave. Then I can rig the oxygen tank and then get the heck out of here.
Come in.
Ah, Marshal. Ah, Professor.
Figures there was a wrench right there the whole time.
Going someplace?
Yes, Marshal. I've covered Dodge pretty thoroughly. Now I want to go out onto the plains.
get some pictures, you know, buffalo hunters.
Walk
Indians,
away, buddy. Walk away.
What do you mean? I've been planning to go down into the Indian Territory.
Well, they might be pretty dangerous right now, Professor.
Oh, I'm not timid, Marshal.
Oh, I know that. Did you hear there's Indian trouble starting? A man was scalped this morning right here in Dodge.
Yes, I heard something of it, but I'm not frightened.
Why not, Professor? Because you know it wasn't an Indian that did it?
Just what do you mean, Marshal?
I'd just like to know how you were able to get there and take a picture of Toad before anybody else knew anything about it.
Huh.
Perhaps I was just lucky, Marshal. I met the man who found him.
I think it was more than luck.
Are you accusing me of killing that man?
Maybe you didn't do it yourself, but I think you hired it done.
Can you prove that?
I can when I find the man you hired.
The whole thing is ridiculous, Marshal. Besides, he was nothing but a scavenger, a derelict.
He was a man, and it was murder. Whoever did it will hang for it.
Well, it's no concern of mine.
Good work, 47.
Unless, of course, I can take
All there is
photographs
left
to
to do now is wait.
You'll do anything for a picture, won't you?
Well, almost anything, Marshal. Like I told that girl, anything for art's sake. And that was a good picture I got of Toad, Marshal.
Okay.
I'd like to see it.
No, thanks.
Well, it's going to be quite a feather in my cap when I take it back east to Harper's.
Maybe you won't take it back east, Jacoby. This might be one picture you paid too high a price for.
Matt, why didn't you lock him up?
I got no proof against him, Doc, unless I can find the man who actually did it. And I got no idea who that is. Jacoby's been seen around town with a lot of men, but nobody's special.
He's liable to skip town on you.
Well, I hope so.
Drop off the surveillance tapes and Jane.
Well, I figure he's going down into Indian territory. He won't go alone. Even he's not that foolish. And a logical one to go along with him is a man he'd already hired to do a job for him. Anyway, it's the last chance I got.
The town sure stirred up.
Cassidy is certainly keeping a close watch on Jingle. I'm
Sure,
going to
they're
get those
upset.
surveillance
I think it was
tapes
Indian.
hold interesting information.
Indeed.
At last, the actions of the first constant Cassidy.
Yeah, I heard.
That feels like an easy way out.
Him started to talk about calling the cavalry out against the Indians.
Well, he'd like nothing better than an Indian war to photograph.
What kind of a man is that?
I don't know.
Mr. Dillon, Moss Grimmick says the professor left town just before dawn this morning.
Alone?
Nope. Tom Grubbs was with him.
Tom Grubbs. Sure. A two-bit would-be gunman. All right. Now all we gotta do is catch up with him.
I'm not done yet.
Where are you listening to Gunsmoke? In your favorite easy chair? Or out driving? Oh, there you are. In the kitchen. Say, you want to make whatever you're doing more enjoyable? Have a Chesterfield. Enjoy Chesterfield's better taste than mild. It stands to reason a cigarette made better and packed better, smokes better, tastes better. And Chesterfield is more perfectly packed by Accuray. This electronic miracle removes human error in cigarette manufacture. So Accuray Chesterfield. First, pleasing to the lips. Mild, yet deeply satisfying. Yes, Chesterfield gives you something no other cigarette can give you.
Chesterfield packs more pleasure because Chesterfield's more perfectly packed.
To the touch, to the taste, Chesterfield packs more pleasure because it's more perfectly packed. Why Chesterfield? Mild, yet they satisfy for both.
They are not representative of what the society was built for. I understand.
Harmless.
It seems we have a lot to discuss when we meet soon. Agreed. Until then.
Excellent, 47. This recording confirms
confirms that Janus is planning to meet with the Constant. This is just the sort of thing we're looking for.
I don't like it, Mr. Dillon. I don't like it a little bit.
What, Chester?
All this Indian sign.
Well, you just keep your eyes open. We'll manage. I guess Jacoby will be happy. You should be getting all the pictures he can use. I noticed he's stopped several times.
Pictures. I hope I never meet another photographer.
Well, maybe they aren't all like him, Chester.
Well, I hope not.
Hold up, Chester.
Is that it? What, Mr. Dillon?
Something over in that clump of weeds there.
Okay, everything's good.
What? Man, Mr. Dillon is robbed.
Yeah, come on.
Oh. Marshal. Dillon, he's been hurt bad. He's bleeding.
Yeah, he's been knifed.
Help me, Marshal.
Where's Jacoby?
Oh, there. Somewhere. I don't know. I ran. Hit.
What happened?
Indian. Shy. I told you, Corky, wouldn't listen.
Say, wouldn't you like to
Told
come
him
out
what?
to the stand and join us, giving away all these wonderful muffins?
Oh, I'd love to, my darling, but I've got to do some sewing. Janus has a dressing gown that needs a few touch-ups, and he's getting
Trying to
anxious.
take pictures and Shy.
You seem to have so many
There
things
was
to
only
do.
three. What could he need that for?
How you find the time?
Take pictures.
When you're retired, you can get an astonishing amount of things
Bad,
done.
Mr. Dillon. They get awful mad when somebody fools around and burying
What
place.
did they do, Grubbs?
He attacked us. Fought one of them off and ran me hit. I guess they couldn't find me.
Grubbs. Why don't you tell me about it?
About what?
About Toad.
All right, I'll tell you. Professor gave me a lot of money.
What could she be doing down here?
Shouldn't have done it.
Huh.
Marshal?
Yeah.
I didn't even give him a ring. She took. He thought that.
He sure was some gun.
Huh.
Killing a helpless little old man for money.
Yeah. Now let's see about Jacoby now.
Hey, Mr. Dillon, you think them Cheyenne men still be around?
Now they just showed up by now, Chester.
There's the burial ground. Hey, look. There's his camera.
It's more or less advanced chemistry at this point.
Smashed.
So many things that interact.
All scattered around.
Recipe must be perfect. This additive is supposedly
Chester,
tasteless, but it does
over here.
That ain't a nice sight, is it?
There's a kind of justice in it, Chester.
They did to him just what he had.
I don't care. Lady, you need to go down.
Well, we better bury him. And maybe we better gather up those pictures. We'll send them back east for him. Maybe they'll be important like we hope. Who knows? He might turn out to be a big hero.
That is a bad, bad woman.
Not there have been heroes like that before. All right.
All right, what's going on up here, you crazy woman?
In a moment, our star, William Conrad.
Chesterfield packs more pleasure because Chesterfield's more perfectly packed.
A cigarette made better and packed better,
Huh.
smokes better, tastes better. And Chesterfield is more perfectly packed by Accuray. This electronic miracle removes human error in cigarette manufacturing. So Accuray Chesterfield is firm and pleasing to the lips. Chesterfield, Mild, yet they satisfy the most.
You know, at best, it was hard to scratch out a living on the high plains. But next week, hunger, disease, maybe combine to defeat a man.
Well, let's find out what's up here, shall we?
West. Good night.
Gunsmoke, produced and directed
Yeah, I've
by
got
Norman
plenty of rat
McDonald,
poison,
stars
thank
William
you.
Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. The special music for Gunsmoke was composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Sound patterns by Ray Kemper and Bill James. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, Harry Bartell, and James Nusser. Harley Bear is Chester, Howard McNear is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty.
Alright, let's go find out about this.
Live modern. Smoke L&M.
Live modern. Change to L&M.
Maybe I can do something about that journal also.
L&M. Only with L&M can you enjoy the full, exciting flavor of today's finest tobaccos. No other cigarette, plain or filtered, gives you the full, exciting flavor you get from pure white miracle tip. So light up, free up, let your taste come alive. Live modern. Smoke L&M.
Join us again next week for another special
Long way around.
story on Gunsmoke.
May as well save now in case something goes wrong. Been almost an hour in this same mission. And how are y'all doing there? Because I hear nobody talking. No, I'm talking about in my room. How there's 12 people watching, but nobody's saying a word.
Gunsmoke, brought to you by L&M Filters. Make today your big red letter day. Change to L&M. Superior taste, superior filter. America's best filter tip cigarette. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a fancy job that makes a man watchful and a little lonely. Come on into the office if you got time, kid.
I've better not, Matt. Please.
He's apparently been the chairman
Thanks for the supper.
It's my pleasure.
of the Ark Society.
That looks like you're gonna have a busy night tonight. Front Street's filling up fast.
It'll be busy, all right. 2 trail herds came in today from Texas.
That's money, Kitty. Those boys will leave everything they got here.
They sure go through a lot of misery for the sake of a few nights howl and dodge, don't they? Well, they better go start making it worth their while. Say, isn't that Doc's buggy?
What? Yeah, it is. What's that on the seat with it?
It's like a body wrapped in a blanket.
Yeah, it sure does. And maybe you don't want to see this, Kitty.
Now, I'll stay here.
man.
Who's that, Doc?
Well, he must have been a buffalo hunter. I found him on the south bank of the Pawnee near Turkey Bend. He had a camp there, or he did, until somebody came along and shot him.
You mean he was alone?
There was another camp a few miles down the river, but this man was alone.
How did you stop by the other camp?
I figured that'd be your job, man. Bringing him in was bad enough.
What do you mean?
Whoever shot him took his head from the ceiling. What? Not a very nice killing, is it?
I'll ride up there tomorrow, Doc.
I don't know why I thought that would be funny. But now I'm going to find a way and leave. Just walk out of the neighborhood over here.
Man coming out of the wagon now.
Well, now, there is the one longest, skinniest buffalo hunter I ever seen. He looked like a plucked crow.
Well, he isn't very handsome, is he?
Others must be out hunting.
Hello. Where's the rest of your outfit?
There ain't but 3 of us. Not counting the woman.
Oh, you got a woman out here?
Abby.
Yep, just walk out.
Ben Seipel.
Now, what's your name?
I'm real ticks, but I ain't sure I care to do any more talking.
You'll talk. And you can start by telling me if you know anything about the hunter who was...
Alright, so that's just walking out of the neighborhood.
I don't know nothing about nobody.
That man was killed, Ticks. He was shot.
And this just walking out again. Okay.
That, huh?
My name's Dylan, Ticks. I'm a U.S. Marshal.
15 viewers, how y'all doing?
In the wagon behind him, Mr. Dillon. He's holding a sharp 50.
You'll shoot, too. You'll make an awful big hole in the man. You just stand steady. Get the gun sticks.
Sure.
Anything new?
It's better. You can turn around now.
Ben Seipel, huh?
I'm an alligator, mister. I can treat people terrible.
Okay.
Like cutting their heads off.
I was resting in the wagon when I heard you say that. Kinda too bad I did. Ain't nobody gonna come into my camp and start saying murder. Not to Ben Seipel, eh?
You didn't do it, you got no cause to worry, Seipel.
I got no cause to worry. You standing there with a big 50 aimed at your belly.
One of Providence's
He ain't no marshal.
obscure
Now you look at here. You two stop acting crazy. Didn't you never hear Marshal
A survivalist club for the global elite. Billionaires preparing for a global
I don't happen to
collapse.
be wearing a
And now we know the Constant will attend their next gathering.
One of them high
So where is it?
That's the catch. The report is redacted. No names, no
Size him
location.
up, do what I
So
tell
it's a
you.
dead end.
Sure.
I can't track them, not without ICA backup.
What's going on, Ben?
Now, I'm no big shot analyst,
Yeah.
but it
Thrown
seems
it
to
in the
me
brush to dry.
Janus was the Ark Society's founder,
I'm hungry.
so
We
chances
feeding
are
them too?
they'll want to pay their
ain't
respects.
feeding them.
And what are they doing here?
Track the coffin.
Come talking the
Worth
murder.
a shot.
I feel like shooting them for it.
No, Ben.
I kill them. I make you watch it.
You're right.
Someday somebody's
comes
gonna
back
kill
in
you. They
flashes.
got you.
Fear, anger, but like it happened to someone else.
Your gift and your curse. What they did to you. Well, I spent a long time feeling guilty about that. Now, I wonder who got the better deal.
Yes, found something.
Did you?
What are we looking at?
The ass end of nowhere. But this is where Janus's remains were shipped to. Our choice for a final resting place, wouldn't you say?
Not
I
bad.
just can't hardly move.
So we stake it out.
Ticks is pretty handy at
Await the
tying
next
people up.
gathering. Then we waltz in and kidnap one of the world's most powerful men.
Sure, why not?
Without
Crazy I'd have
ICA
taken my
backup.
chances when
Like
I
I
first
said,
started talking.
it's a long shot.
Yeah, we're in a bad spot here, Chester.
Maybe Abby can
We'll take it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Now, she's been looking over this way.
Hey, wait a minute. She's leaving the fire now.
I hope we don't see her. Look, she's coming here, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah.
You must be right hungry.
It's not food we need, Abby.
I know. But if I cut you loose, he'd kill me.
We wouldn't go off and leave you to face him.
You wouldn't.
Abby, all men aren't like Ben Seifel and Earl Tix. You can trust me and Chester.
Okay.
You're really a marshal.
I am.
Golden handshake, last resort.
When he's asleep, I'll do it.
I knew she would. I told you.
Abby!
He's seen me.
Hey there, Abby.
What you been talking about, Abby? You been making plans, maybe?
I was on my way to the river. I wasn't talking.
You wasn't, huh? Well, I think I'll go to the river with you.
No.
Walk ahead of me, Abby.
What kind of a man are you, Seifel? You take it out on me if you have to, but not her.
I'll take it out on both of you.
You dirty dog, Seifel.
Oh, shut up. Get going, Abby.
All right, let's do this.
Dillon, you hurt? Mr. Dillon?
Blame it on my wife.
No,
Why'd you do that, Mrs. Grynch? Because she's evil.
Kick a man in the face that way? He ought to be hung.
I'll hang him myself if we ever get out of this.
It don't look too good for us, does it?
Any you find, go ahead.
That poor Abby. What does she stay with a man like him for?
Maybe she's never had a chance to get away. Look how he drags her around the prairie with him instead of leaving her in town.
17 people watching. I am. It's working. Whatever I'm doing, it's working. But I also need to quit talking because apparently the not talking is what's working.
Tell me where he went. What's the trouble?
Once a year, they gather here to shop the latest
What?
and to showcase new emissions.
I don't know why people just want to watch a guy quietly play games, but
These gatherings are shrouded, so we have limited intel on what to expect on the other side of the walls.
Yelling about Dick.
Washington
We
is
gotta get
hosting
going,
their first
Seifel.
annual
Right
Gala
now.
as chairwoman of the
Get
Arts
going?
Society,
What for?
and the Constant is known to attend
I heard him
every
out
year.
there yapping at each other like child. You sure?
on that, you're on your own.
When I hear him, they're scouting us. And they'll come in at daylight. I ain't gonna be here at daylight. We can't get out of here with that wagon. They ain't fighting no engines over a wagon. Where's
Good evening,
the woman?
ladies and
Never
gentlemen.
mind her.
Welcome to the
Let's
annual
get our
gathering
horses
of the
and
Arts
ride.
Society.
Ooh,
As
what
our
about these
patrons,
two?
you are welcome to
Leave 'em
explore
for the
castle
engine.
grounds.
And their horses, too?
Certain areas are
I
off
ain't no
limits,
horse
including
thief.
which houses
Come
the
on.
members area, convention space, and council meeting. Should you wish to apply for ARC membership, please be aware that such cannot be bought, only earned. All set? Excellent. Follow me, please.
Day is breaking.
Okay,
Mr. Dillon.
I'll follow him.
Yeah.
I guess them engines will be coming soon. Funny how a man gets to thinking things, ain't it?
Oh, like what?
Like how I'd like to see one of them circuses before I die.
Huh? A circus?
Oh, I spend an awful lot of time thinking about that. Wondering what lions and tigers and stuff like that looks like.
What else? Ah, yes. Zoe Washington, one of our newly appointed chairwomen, has prepared a brand new official ceremony.
I
Scheduled to
just
take
hope they
place
see
at
we're
the
tied up
upper
and help us
courthouse.
before they start planning everything.
Look over there. Just beyond the wagon.
Enduring spirit,
He's got a rifle.
mankind.
He's
I
signaling
believe
with
that
it.
is it, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, something smells good.
Enjoy your evening.
5.
The bar is right up ahead.
They're Pawnee, Chester. They might have more chance if they were Cheyenne.
Yeah, they probably ain't gonna give us no chance anyway. Look, he's signaling them others to stay back. Fierce looking angels.
Steady now, no more talking.
No. Alright, this is dumb.
No understand. You hunt buffalo?
Buffalo hunter gone. Leave us like this.
Leave you for Pawnee to kill? Why?
We big enemies.
You know hunt buffalo?
No.
We kill buffalo hunter. Pawnee. Teach white man. Leave buffalo to Pawnee. Cut off whole head.
Why is they killed?
Wait a minute, Chester. Listen. Buffalo hunter want you kill us. Buffalo hunter gone. You know catch now. You let us go, we find Buffalo hunter. Big enemy. We take care of Buffalo hunter for you.
Where's he going?
He's gonna have a talk with the others, I guess.
That was awful smart of you, Mr. Dillon.
Maybe, if it works.
It makes sense.
It does to us, Chester. I just hope it will to them.
Looks like they've decided.
At least it didn't take them long.
Oh, here he comes. He's got his knife out.
Oh.
He's doing it. He's cutting us loose.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked. But he cut us loose and never said a word.
What difference does it make, Chester? We're free. There they go.
Oh, my, it feels good to stand up, don't it?
Yeah, it sure does, Chester.
Look, they ain't even taking our horses.
Well, I guess they figure we can't chase buffalo hunters on foot.
What's that?
Marshal.
Oh, that's Abby.
Yonder she is laying in them weeds.
Marshal.
Oh, she looks terrible.
But at least he didn't kill her.
What the hell, man?
You hurt bad, Abby.
He hit me. He hit me something awful.
Chester, go hitch our horses to that wagon.
Yes, sir.
Marshal.
That's all right, Abby. We're gonna take you to Dodge.
All right, that gets her in.
Nobody's gonna hit you again. I promise you that.
Ah, hello, Mac.
Come in, dog.
That's enough.
My, hot today.
Is that what you came to tell me?
No, I came to tell you nothing. Oh, except I ran into Kitty down at the depot. She and Abby were watching the Santa Fe come in.
Uh-huh.
They said they might come by and say hello on their way back.
Ah, good.
Oh, my, that Abby's looking better every day, isn't she?
Well, between you and Kitty, she's been getting some pretty good care now.
Yeah, she deserves it.
You know, she's already talking about finding a job.
I know, Matt. I think she's going to be real happy. Oh, that's Kitty.
Matt, hurry.
Kitty, what's the matter?
It's that man, that Ben Seipel.
Disciples and Doc?
Yeah. He came up to Abby and grabbed her by the arm and dragged her off toward his wagon.
Huh?
Chester saw it, too. He thought he'd better stay nearby while I went for you.
Where are they now?
Across the street there, by that wagon.
Now, you wait here, Kitty.
Don't let him hurt her anymore, Matt.
He's just been talking to her so far, Mr. Dillon.
Has he seen you, Chester?
No, sir, neither's Earl Tix.
Yeah. And they're in for a big surprise. You keep an eye on Tix.
Yes, sir, I will.
What are you telling me lies for, Abby? You want another beating?
That's enough, Seipel.
So she wasn't lying. You really are a marshal, huh?
Abby,
Yes?
you can go with Seipel if you want. But if you don't want to, you'll have to kill me first, and I don't think he can do it.
What are you saying? This ain't no business of the law.
You make your choice, Abby.
Kitty's waiting for me.
Come back here, Abby. Keep your hands off me.
Seipel, you broke a promise I made to her.
What?
I told her nobody'd ever hit her again.
You interfering with my right to beat her when I want?
Yeah.
You're talking awful big, Marshal.
Has everybody always been afraid of you, Sable?
They have. And for good reason.
And you're about to lose that reputation, Sable. For good.
Tex, come here. No. Get moving like you tell me. No. You can't beat me, Marshal. It wasn't me done nothing.
Chester'll help you throw Sable into the wagon. Then you drive him out of Dodge, and you keep on driving, Tex.
Oh, I will.
I don't mean for a few days, I mean for weeks. You're through on the prairie, Tex, you and Sable both.
All right.
So say goodbye to this land. If I see you on it again, you'll rot.
What's with that word?
Civilizing the collapse of civilization creates the modern society.
It looks so cool.
Zoe Washington is going to partake in a ceremony symbolizing the downfall of civilization from which the
Master of ceremonies will light the effigy on fire with Zoe Washington inside it.
Gunsmoke, under the direction of Norman MacDonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for
What
Gunsmoke
is going
by
on?
John Messer,
No.
with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Parley Bear is Chester, Georgia Ellis is Kitty, and Howard McNair is Doc. Gunsmoke has been selected by the Armed Forces Radio Service to be heard by our troops overseas. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke.
Oh well. Well, it was fun. But it was also pointless. Uh-oh, looks like you've got a little difficulty on your
The Great Gildersleeve.
So I have to
A special rebroadcast
get up there.
for all you soldiers, sailors, and Marines of the United Nations. Listen to another amazing episode in the life of the Great Gildersleeve.
Well, now let's join our old friend Summerfield's water commissioner, the Great Gildersleeve. We find him at breakfast with his niece and nephew, not to mention his sister-in-law, the children's Aunt Hattie.
By George, it's certainly a beautiful morning. Isn't it a beautiful morning, Hattie?
I doubt if this weather will last. Eat your pancakes, Leroy. I am.
Beautiful morning. The war news is good, and pancakes for breakfast. Yes, sir, it's a pretty good world.
Evidently, you've forgotten the problem of Leroy's school mark. And Marjorie's.
Mine? There's nothing the matter with my marks.
Home economics, unsatisfactory. That's what it says on your card, isn't it?
Yes. Why, Marjorie, dear, I'm ashamed of you.
Leroy! Pass the syrup, please, Hattie.
Throckmorton, you can't ignore this problem. Do you want the children to be educated or not?
I want the syrup.
Here. What you ought to do is to go and see their teachers. Leroy's teacher, anyhow.
Now, Hattie, I believe the children are going to try. Aren't you, children?
You bet, sure.
There. Besides, I haven't got time to go and see any teachers this
So
week.
if I have to
Too
get
busy
up
down at the
there-
water department.
I'd like to know what you do down there.
A horrible
But if
way
you're
of
so busy,
killing
I'll
her.
go. I'll go to school with Leroy this morning.
And this will bring
no,
me
Hattie, I promise I'll work hard. Only, please don't go and see my teacher.
Now, Leroy, why should you object if Aunt Hattie talks to your teacher? It's very kind of her.
Oh, please, Unc. I just don't want anybody to go to school with me.
Makes me so conspicuous.
Oh, my boy, that's just silly.
No, it isn't, Uncle Mort. I know how he feels.
I don't understand a word of this.
Oh, gosh, I don't know how to explain it. Only all the other kids will look at me.
Oh? Well, maybe you could walk to school behind Aunt Hattie.
Throckmorton, you're not going to encourage this preposterous notion. Are you ashamed to walk with me, Leroy?
No.
It's part of my brand.
Not exactly.
Then what is it?
The kids will look at me. They'll be laughing and whispering.
Well, I never heard anything so silly in
Okay.
my life.
It's not silly. Tell them, Marge. It may sound silly, but it isn't. I used to feel exactly the same.
By George, now I think of it, so did I.
Now I'm beginning to understand this thing. It must come from your side of the family, Throckmorton. The Forresters have never been self-conscious. If you've finished your breakfast, Leroy, get ready for school. I'm going with you.
Today?
Just give me a moment to control my nerves.
Tomorrow I can go and see Marjorie's teacher.
But it's not necessary, Aunt Hattie. I'm simply not interested in home economics.
All the more reason I should talk to her. Get ready, Leroy.
Okay. Gosh, I don't feel so good. It doesn't matter what you say to my teacher, Aunt Hattie. I just can't get excited about the theory
Okay, summon
of
Zoe
frying
Washington on the
eggs.
stage. Zoe makes a
Have
speech,
you ever
effigy.
tried one?
Thousands. But I don't intend to make cooking my career. I'm not interested in cooking.
My dear, do you ever expect to get married?
Not to a man that just wants to eat all the time.
Well, that's all most of them care about, and you might as well face it.
I think that's an exaggeration, Hattie.
So do I. Uncle Mort thinks about eating all the time, but he never got married.
He'd be much better off if he had.
Now, Hattie. Bertie, any more pancakes out there?
Coming up, Miss Gilsey. How does it happen Bertie isn't married when she's such a wonderful cook?
Bertie has had plenty of chances. Don't go putting ideas in her head.
Any more customers for pancakes? How about you, Miss Forster?
Oh, no, thank you, Bertie. Delicious, but no thank you.
None for me either, thank you. Say, Bertie, did you learn to cook so you'd get a husband?
Well, no, child, I didn't. I got one that way, but it turned out he wanted a short order cook.
How do you mean?
He left me in 3 weeks. And ever since then, I've done all my cooking on a strictly cash basis.
Are you sure you want to go to school today, Aunt Hattie?
Oh, yes, Leroy, I'm positive. Get my coat for me, would you please, dear?
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Bertie, before I forget, I don't think I'll be home for supper.
Yes, sir.
Well, where are you going, Hattie?
I read in the paper my church is giving a supper tonight. I thought perhaps I could meet some of the ladies.
Oh, yes, great idea. That won't keep you out late, I suppose.
Oh, no, I'll be in by 10.
Oh.
Thank you, Leroy. I guess we'd better get started, hadn't we?
Yeah, I'm late now. Come on, Leroy, I'll walk along with you. Thanks, Marge.
Well, goodbye. Cheer up, Leroy. Won't be so bad.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Well, out to supper, eh?
You see me, Miss Gibson?
What? Oh, no, Bertie.
But you're going to be here for supper, aren't you?
Me? Oh, yes, I'll be here. But it's just possible I
Okay,
might
what do
go
we
out
got here?
That'll be all, Bertie.
Giant Phoenix, getting nowhere, except for that's not gonna happen.
Hello? Leela? Guess who this is? That's right. Listen, Leela, if you're not doing anything this evening, neither am I.
All right.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Just give me enough cigars to get me through the day, Phoebe.
That could be quite a lot of cigars.
Oh, what a fun way to commit murder.
All right, give me 3. Here's the hat. Yeah, I know. There's the tax.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
A handsome play.
Yeah, here's your cooker.
Morning, Gildersleeve. How are you, Gildersleeve? You look a little piggy.
Never felt better in my life, Horace.
I could swear that you lost a little weight.
On the contrary, I've gained half an inch.
Oh, I'm so excited about the fact that I'm going to kill someone with fire. Mrs. Grynch would be happy. Yep, she's smiling. She doesn't even know who I'm killing with fire, but she knows. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this woman. The whole thing is you set a phoenix effigy on fire, and she sneaks out of hydraulics in the back, you know? Except for I disabled those. So she's just going to cook in there.
All the advantages of domesticity, and yet I'm as free as the air.
No, it isn't. Poor Gildy's got a she-tiger living with him, from what I hear. She makes him get up at the crack of dawn, go to bed at sundown, beats his children, acts mean to his cook.
She does nothing of the sort, Horace. She's a nice, kind-hearted woman. She's doing the kids a lot of good. You're full of sour grapes. That's what's the matter with you.
You have it your own way, Gildy.
Well, I'll leave it to our friend Peavy here. You met my sister-in-law, Peavy, when she was in to get that liver extract for the children.
Enjoy the sport.
What did you think of it?
What did I think of it?
Patrons
Yeah.
of the Ark Society.
What did I think of her?
Yes.
Chosen few. Our founder, Janus, showed us how to survive. But survival
Did
is
you
not
see her
enough.
only the once,
We
Peavy?
must live,
No,
and
she's
we must
been in
soar.
several times.
The Ark Society must not only commit itself to
Then she
survival,
came in by
but to
herself another
progress,
time for
be
some
it our next
stationery.
home in the stars or the next step in human evolution.
Another time
Blah,
she
blah,
bought
blah.
some peppermint
This
drops,
is
and
the
then she
eternal
came in one
purpose.
I'm not interested in her sales chart.
Not just to
Peavy.
leave,
No, what
but to
about her
lead from the
personality?
front. When the time comes and all comes tumbling down,
You're a great
when
witness,
mankind
Peavy.
retreats
Let me have
once
some
more in the
cigars, will ya?
caves
I
of
can't spend all
superstition,
day here.
we
How
will
many,
keep the
Judge?
fire alight.
You sure will.
We will be the torchbearers, the trailblazers,
Hey,
and pioneers.
you only let me have 3 and he
Do
gets
not
6,
feel
Peavy.
guilty for
Are you
your
running a black
privilege.
market here?
Be proud. Be
Buy
fearless.
him by the box and let
For the
Peavy keep his
future
Throckmorton.
is
It's
ours
better
to
that
shape.
way.
Well, it sounds like
Interesting.
Entirely different. By the way, Peavy, let me have a box of those peppermint drops in case I should go out calling this evening.
How are you today, sir?
Here you are, Judge. Put it on the bill, if you please.
Look at you, Finnegan.
Well, Gildy, going downtown?
Yes, Judge. But if you're thinking of calling on Leela Ransom this evening, you better think again, because I've signed her up.
You have. Why, she told me Hattie wouldn't let you out of the house.
Well, this is my night off. Better leave those peppermints here, Judge. They'll stay fresher.
Not just to
You mind your own business. If I have to, I'll eat them myself.
Cheer up, Horace. When I die, I'll leave you all my old girls.
Oh, that is some seriously spectacle murder there.
One target down. Nice work.
Good evening, Hattie. Well, was the expedition worthwhile? What did the teacher say?
She said Leroy was capable of doing fine work if he'd concentrate. So I'm going to see that he concentrates.
Well, that's good.
And I talked to his principal, too.
Oh?
She's a wonderful woman, Throckmorton. A wonderful woman.
Oh, yes, he's all right.
I understand you're very good friends.
Well, in a way, I almost married her once.
What?
That's right, Aunt Hattie. They were on the verge, and then they...
Oh, what a terrible mistake.
Well, I got out of it, so there's nothing to worry
No, I'm looking for the
You don't
guard.
understand me, Throckmorton. If you ask me, the mistake was on his way.
Huh.
What was it that broke off your engagement, Throckmorton?
Now, Hattie, let's not break up the past.
Well, whatever it was, I'm sure it's not too late. I've invited Miss Goodwin to dinner tonight.
To dinner? Well, I thought you were going to a church supper.
I decided not to go to it.
I have
Oh, this will be awkward.
Now, Throckmorton, it won't be difficult. These old wounds heal.
Confound it, I haven't got any old wounds. It just so happens I was going out this evening.
I'm sorry, Throckmorton, but that'll be impossible. I told her especially you'd want to talk to her about Leroy.
But I'm going out with Leela Ransom. And we're not going to talk about Leroy.
Perhaps when you see Miss Goodwin, you won't want to talk about Leroy either.
Gosh, doesn't anybody want to talk about me?
Leave the room, Leroy.
Okay.
What am I going to do, Hattie? Ask Leela over here? I just can't drop it.
Well, if you have to.
That'll be terrible. She and Eve Goodwin don't get
Not
along.
my brightest
Now,
idea.
Don't worry about it. I'll fix everything. You can talk to Miss Goodwin, and I'll entertain Mrs. Ransom. It'll be a lovely evening.
Yeah, it'll be a lovely mess.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds.
Not my brightest plan, but... Ugh. Oh my God, go away.
That is Sophia Washington, chairwoman of the Ark Society, professional treasure hunter, and...
Now let's get back to Gildersleeve, who's dining with his family and their guest, Miss Eve Goodwin. Despite the efforts of Aunt Hattie, the conversation at the table has lagged a little somehow. Leroy has made a few attempts to keep the ball rolling, but after being silenced repeatedly by his uncle, he has subsided, and now devotes his attention to laying out the pits of his canned cherries in a pattern round his plate.
Everything depends on capturing them alive.
No,
Huh?
we don't do that.
Do what?
We don't play with our pits at the table. What will Miss Goodwin think? Just fold your hands, Leroy.
Miss Goodwin. Yes? Throckmorton tells me that you and he have been quite good friends for some time.
Yes,
Hattie.
we have, haven't we, Throckmorton?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, I think it's so nice when people are good friends.
Yes, you see, Throckmorton is a member of the school board. We count on him a great deal.
Throckmorton tells me it was more than just that.
Excuse me,
said
sir. Wouldn't somebody like some more canned cherries? Eve?
No, thank you.
Marjorie?
No, thanks, Uncle Mort.
Can't let them go to waste here. They're 10 points a can or something.
Throckmorton tells me, Miss Goodwin, that you and he used to see quite a lot of each other.
Well, yes.
We used to
that
see a
Kronstadt
lot of each
designer
other.
in charge of the brain
But then
upload
we
program?
didn't see
Uh-huh.
to each other.
What did he do?
I don't know.
Hi.
Yes.
She seemed
You know,
real interested in this
Throckmorton's been
invention of
busy.
his. Something called
I've been busy.
That's right.
Kill
Busy.
switch.
I always think it's such a pity when
whatever
two
it is
people
she's
who've
plotting,
been
he
really
did
close
not want to be
allow
part of it.
anything.
Okay.
Now, I was saying to Throckmorton only this morning.
Leroy, stop tying knots in
Poor
your napkin.
bastard.
Who's
Well,
tying
that-
knots?
That's what you get for inventing
Pardon
kill
me, Hattie.
switches, I
Boy
suppose.
was tying knots in his napkin. Now, what were we talking about? Oh, yes, the school board.
No, I was talking about you and Miss Goodwin.
But, yeah.
I was telling Throckmorton, Miss Goodwin, I think that for the sake of the children, as well as for his own sake, it's time he settled down. Don't you agree?
Well...
And why not?
Really...
Say, let's go in the living room, shall we? Yes, we can have Bertie serve our coffee to us in there. I think that would be more fun, don't you?
Oh, yes, I think that would be nice.
Great.
Say good night to your Uncle Leroy and to Miss Goodwin.
Now?
Now.
Hattie, I think it's a little early.
I know what I'm doing, Throckmorton.
Yes. Guess you better do as your aunt says, my boy.
For corn's sake.
I'm still
Good night, Miss
Kronstadt's chief
Goodwin.
technical
Good night,
designer.
Leroy. I'll see you
I
in
don't even
school.
believe in the
Oh, what do we got?
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Good night, my boy.
Just fine.
Now, Marjorie, why don't you come up to my room with me?
But Aunt Hattie, I wanted to...
Not leaving us, Hattie.
Yes, I thought I'd just go up to my room.
All right, that's not going to get us through, is it?
Marjorie can keep me company, so you two can be alone here and talk.
But we haven't got anything to talk about. I mean...
We'd love to have you stay.
No, you two haven't seen each other in some time, and I think that you should...
Not my brightest.
Come along, Marjorie.
But we haven't got anything to be alone about.
Marjorie.
Well, good night, Uncle Mort.
Good night, my dear. Sorry you have to rush off.
So am I. But I guess I've got my orders. Good night.
Good night, Marjorie.
Outstanding. The cloud serpent is safe from...
Well, Eve,
Well, Throckmorton.
I guess we're stuck with each other. You really mustn't mind Hattie.
I don't.
Well, I do. I wish she'd mind her own business.
How are you today? I'm sorry, sir.
Doorbell!
I can't let you through, okay? Please leave the area.
By the way, Eve, I didn't get a chance to tell you this before, but there's someone else coming here this evening.
Oh, really? How nice.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's someone you don't like very much either. If I'd known you were coming, I wouldn't have invited her.
Okay, that was a little weird.
All around. I hope you won't... Oh, hello, Leela.
Hello, Eve, darling. Leela, it's you.
Huh?
Lame.
Well, for goodness sakes, I've just been dying to see you.
Well, so have I. I was going to call you
Oh,
out.
I've got a million things I want to tell you.
How did it come out this afternoon?
Well, you'll never guess. You know that terrible old Mr. Falls, the one with the yellow mustache? Well, he isn't so terrible after all. He...
Wait.
A bunch of MREs.
When did you two girls get together?
Why, Leela and I have been on a committee together, didn't you know?
Oh, yes, for weeks. It's for the American Red Cross. Now, let me tell you about old
I
Mr.
was so
Falls.
anxious to hear because I knew there was...
Thank heaven for the American Red Cross.
Because I've got a nice covert pistol which cannot be found.
Say, this is great.
Proceed.
Shove over a little bit, Leela. You know, girls, I'm going to tell you something. I really shouldn't, but you had me a little worried there, you know, before you arrived this evening.
Why worried?
Yes, why?
Well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but, well, I was afraid you might get to fighting over me.
Over you? Would you fight over me?
For what possible reason?
Oh, is that so?
Oh, there. Now we've hurt his feelings. We wanted joking, Throckmorton, weren't we?
Of course.
I really think he's a very romantic type. Don't you, Eve?
Oh, very. The deep
Enjoy your
type.
evening, sir.
Deep and broad. And when he sings, have you ever heard him sing, Eve?
Yes, I have. Repeatedly.
Sing one of those songs he used to sing to me, Throckmorton.
No.
Oh, come on. Please.
No.
Pretty please.
No.
Why not?
I don't want to.
Oh. Eve, you ask him. You have more influence with him.
Won't you sing, Throckmorton? We'd love to hear you.
You don't want me to sing. You're just making fun of me.
Throckmorton, nothing could be further from our minds.
Oh, please do. You sing so pretty.
Well.
That's it. I'll play for you.
Huh?
Even if the council can't.
Well, just one. If you're sure you really want me to.
Oh, we do, don't we?
Very much. I know what I'd like to hear you sing, too.
No one's bloody
What?
lying anymore.
Speak
I
to me
blame
of
the Y
love.
chromosome.
Did he used to
When
sing
you reach a
that to
certain
you?
age,
All
Really?
the time.
Me too.
All right, now I won't sing.
Oh, now we weren't laughing at you, Throckmorton. We were laughing at each other, weren't we?
What else is there to laugh at?
There, you see?
Well, I won't sing that song.
I cannot find something to do
Let
here.
me see. You know they didn't believe me?
Oh, that was one of Beauregard's favorites.
Oh, it was, eh?
Beauregard was
Sir,
my
good
late
evening.
husband.
Yes, I know.
I think I'll sing something else.
Oh, now Beauregard couldn't sing at Throckmorton. Beauregard couldn't sing for Sal Apples. He was tone deaf.
Oh, well, in that case.
Let's see, how did it go?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's it. Let's start at the beginning.
All
Huh?
right.
And when I told them how beautiful you are, they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. Your lips, your eyes,
Where can
your
I
feet,
find...
your hair are in a class beyond compare. You're the loveliest girl that one could see.
It's dumb.
And when I tell them, and I certainly am gonna tell them, that I'm the man whose wife one day you'll be. They'll never believe me. They'll never believe me that from this great big world you've chosen me.
Lovely, Throckmorton.
Thank you.
You know, when Throckmorton sings, I can just shut my eyes and imagine somebody terribly romantic is singing to me.
Do you have to shut your eyes?
Well, it helps. Oh, I didn't mean it that way.
This is the stupid plan.
Betty.
You really sing quite nicely, Throckmorton. Surprise.
Well, I thought you went upstairs.
I did, but I came down again.
Good evening, Miss Forrester.
Oh, good evening. Throckmorton, I just wanted to measure you again and make sure this sweater is going to be right.
She's always measuring me.
I know Miss Goodwin won't mind giving me a hand. If you'll stick up his coattails, Miss Goodwin, I'll just slip this tape measure round him, if I can reach.
Always measuring me.
Stand still. I'm not going to tickle.
Yeah.
Keep still so I can measure.
For no good reason, I'm in here
Not as
now.
bad as all that.
It's 2 inches more than the last time I measured.
That's impossible. You must have made a mistake.
I measured very carefully.
Well, that was before dinner. It'll go down again.
But dinner couldn't do all that. Not fillet of sole.
Perhaps it has something to do with the moon.
Moon? How do you mean?
The moon controls the tides, you know.
Eve?
Oh, I declare, Eve is a riot. Isn't she a riot, Throckmorton?
Very funny, yeah.
Oh, there. We've hurt his feelings again.
No, no.
Oh, you're so
Well, what good that's
sensitive,
gonna be, but-
Throckmorton. Miss Forrester, don't tell me you're knitting that sweater all by yourself. I think it's just wonderful. That's such an interesting stitch.
Cable stitch. It's very simple.
Looks frightfully complicated.
I wonder if you wouldn't like to come upstairs with me, Mrs. Ransom, and let me show you how it's done.
Oh, no, thank you, gracious. I'm perfectly helpless when it comes to knitting or sewing or anything like that.
Oh, but I can teach you in no time.
Oh, I didn't mean I wanted to learn. I just thought it was interesting.
Well, I think it might be nice anyway if we went upstairs for a little while and left these two alone together, don't you?
Now, Hattie, for goodness sake.
Yes, why, for goodness sake?
You may not know it, Mrs. Ransom, but Miss Goodwin was once engaged to Throckmorton.
Gracious, who was
Okay,
it?
what do we got?
Now, Leela, don't get sore. You don't have to knit if you don't want to.
It might interest you to know, Miss Forrester, that I was engaged to Throckmorton before Miss Goodwin. Not that it matters one iota.
You never told me about this, Throckmorton.
And the last I heard, he was mixed up with some Spanish dancer. So there's no reason for anybody to go upstairs. But if what you want is to get rid of me, I'll go home.
Oh, Leela, stick around.
I think perhaps it's time we all went home.
Oh, now don't go. The evening's young yet.
But tomorrow's the school day. It's been a lovely evening, Miss Forrester. Thank you so much. Coming, Leela?
I should say I am.
Confounded, just when we were beginning to have some fun. No, I won't play a game of cribbage.
Very well. In that case, we'll just go up to bed.
Let's just be safe.
Maybe I will and maybe I won't. I'll leave them on if I want to. Leave them on all night.
Throckmorton, before I go up,
Back again?
there's one thing I want to know.
What's that?
Is it true
Okay,
that you
so
will
now I have an elite guard
What difference does it make?
outfit.
Is it true?
Completely
Look, why don't you
scot-free.
just go and stick to your knitting?
Is it true?
Yes, why not?
You were engaged to Mrs. Ransom.
So I'm an elite guard
You were
now.
engaged to Miss Goodwin.
I can try to
And then there
find
was this
something,
Spanish dancer,
anything that will
Grynch.
enable me to deal
What
with
kind of
her.
a man are you?
I'll show you what kind of a man I am.
What are you going to do?
Come here, Hattie. I'm going to give you a great big kiss.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, now maybe she'll mind her own business.
Okay.
Good night, folks. And don't take anything from anybody. You know what I mean?
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
I suppose it is, buddy. I suppose it is.
Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay. And Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. It's time once again for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks under the direction of Al Lewis. Well, many of us like to share Easter breakfast with our friends. Our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, looked forward all week to sharing hers with several of her students and some of the faculty.
Sure, hello.
Some of the faculty being biology teacher Philip Boynton. Yes, Mr. Boynton is enough of the faculty for me. At least I hope he's for me.
All right, I have an elite guard outfit,
for
which gets me into most places, but I still don't know how to take this person out, at least in any sort of fun fashion.
Found me making arrangements for the big day in my landlady's kitchen.
You certainly look domestic, bustling around that stove, Connie. Tell me, what was it you just plopped into that pot of boiling water?
My thumb, Mrs. Davis. Oh, you mean the white thing? That was an egg. They've got to get nice and hard before we can dye them. By the way, I saw Harriet Conklin helping you with our Easter baskets before. Where did our beloved principal's daughter disappear to?
I sent her to the grocery store for some more eggs and some dye. We were running short. Harriet is certainly a sweet little girl.
Yes, she is. Just goes to show you how little there is to heredity. Let's see those Easter baskets again. Plenty of straw, jelly beans, little yellow chicks. There's just one more thing I'd like to see in each one.
What's that, Connie?
A chocolate bunny with a $1,000 bill in his mouth.
I'm afraid that's asking a little too much.
All right, then. I'll settle for a wax bunny.
I'm back, Mrs. Davis. Hi, Miss Brooks.
Hello, Harriet. Did you get the stuff?
Yes, ma'am. Here's the dye, and I got a couple of dozen eggs.
Good. Let's put some more of these in to boil.
I'll do it. What's the schedule for tomorrow, Miss Brooks? When do you want us to come for breakfast?
Oh, about 10 o'clock will be fine, Harriet. Then we'll all be on time for the Easter parade.
I'll bet you'll look stunning, Miss Brooks. What kind of an outfit are you wearing this year?
Well, in some ways, it's quite similar to the outfit I wore last Easter.
How do you mean, Miss Brooks?
Same hat, coat, dress, and shoes. I did invest in something new, though. A Gothard narrow-line girdle.
Something new here?
Does it really make you look narrow, Connie?
Narrow? When I stand sideways, you can't see me at all. I like to think.
Oh, that reminds me. I'd better get over to the cleaners and pick up Daddy's Easter outfit. You know how meticulous he is when he appears in public.
He's not only meticulous, he's impeccable.
He's not only impeccable, he's impossible. I mean impatient. So you better run along now, Harriet.
Okay, Miss Brooks. See you tomorrow. Bye, Mrs. Davis.
Goodbye, dear, and thanks for the help. Now, you'll probably want to wash up after you mix that dye, Connie, so I'll get some clean towels for the pantry sink.
Thanks, Mrs. Davis. Da-da-dum-dee-dee-dee-dee. Come on in, the door's open.
It is I, Miss Brooks, your own personal Easter bunny.
At last. Just dropped the $1,000 bills in the basket. Oh, it's Walter Denton.
Tell me I'm in time, Miss Brooks. Tell me that you didn't dye your eggs yet.
You're in time, Walter. I didn't dye my eggs yet.
Thank goodness. Miss Brooks, just before the holidays, I hit on a new dye in the chem lab at school that's absolutely sensational.
A new dye?
Yes, ma'am. That's why I'm so glad you didn't color your eggs yet. I want you to do it with my stuff. It's absolutely dynamite.
Walter, I just want the Easter eggs to look pretty, not blow up.
Miss Brooks, you gotta load this stuff. It'll revolutionize the egg dyeing industry. I'll make millions out of this. Billions. And you, Miss Brooks, will get my everlasting gratefulness.
That's my usual cut.
I call this magic dye Tint Tomorrow.
Tint Tomorrow?
Yeah, I took the two words tint and tomorrow and made a word marriage out of it.
Well, I hope they'll be very happy together. Just how does this stuff work, Walter?
Well, it's a powder, Miss Brooks, but a delayed action powder. In other words, when you dye an egg with Tint Tomorrow, no color change takes place at all today.
It doesn't?
Naturally not. It changes its tint tomorrow. You see, that's why I call it Tint Tomorrow.
Well, that was fun. What'll we do now?
I brought over these sample eggs that I dyed yesterday, Miss Brooks. Look, red, blue, green, purple. Aren't they beautiful?
They are nice, Walter. Very brilliant. Is this invention of yours easy to apply?
Easier than that old-fashioned stuff. These 2 bags will dye 12 eggs each. And now, look, I've got to get downtown on an errand for my folks, so I'll just leave these 4 extra bags by your pantry sink on my way out.
Well, I'll certainly be happy to try it, Walter.
Remember, Miss Brooks,
well, first I want to do
haven't got
this.
this invention patented yet, so
It
you
belongs in
mustn't
a
breathe
museum.
word about it. In fact, I must insist on an oath of secrecy.
Walter, I won't even tell the eggs.
Here are the clean towels, Connie. I'd have come back sooner, but I was on the phone with Mrs. Conklin. She's got a problem, poor dear.
I know. I work for him.
Oh, I don't mean Mr. Conklin. She's worried about parading in the sun tomorrow morning. She says she gets a lot of freckles that way.
Oh, that's as good a way as any. What did you recommend?
Some of this remarkable face cream I got at the beauty parlor last week. It's called Freckle Off.
Freckle Off? This is a big day for me. First Tint Tomorrow, then Freckle Off. Tint Tomorrow and Freckle Off. Sounds like a Polish piano team.
Here, just let me rub a little on your chin, dear.
Oh, but Mrs. Davis,
It'll do you a world of good. Just this one little dab. There.
I was about to tell you that I don't have any freckles on my chin.
I can see that. But isn't it comforting to know that now you'll never have any?
It's a security I never dreamt of. Mrs. Davis, would you mind taking these baskets into the living room? I've still got some work to do in here.
Certainly, dear. Oh, look who's coming down the driveway, Connie. It's one of your pupils, Stretch Snodgrass.
Oh, you mean the brain?
The brain? Why do you call him that?
I keep hoping that if I just say the word often enough, he'll grow one. I'm in the kitchen, Stretch.
I'll go finish decorating the living room, Connie.
All right, Mrs. Davis.
Blake Nathaniel.
Hi, Miss Brooks.
Hello, Stretch.
Well, the reason I come over, Miss Brooks, is I brung you something.
Stretch, you brought me something.
You seen it through the window,
Well, let's do this first.
No, Stretch, I saw it through the window.
Oh, then you know what it is I've brang.
I've brang?
Well, that's the past participian of has brung.
Oh, I forgot. What sort of thing did you bring? A thing? Let's see it.
It's right in this basket. See? A rabbit.
But it's a real one. Is he alive?
Oh, of course not. I brought him over from my father's pet shop. He's been preserved.
You mean you mounted it?
No, I rode him over on my bicycle.
But Stretch, what am I supposed to do with a stuffed rabbit?
Oh, I thought he'd make a nice centerpiece for your table tomorrow morning.
Oh.
If I say so myself, this is quite a good example of taxi.
How would
you never
you know
can
that?
get one when it's raining. Well, thanks for the rabbit, Stretch. It was very sweet of you to bring it. But before you go, what's that big smudge on your face?
Oh, that's
He's lying.
my bike, I guess. I took a shortcut through the meadow.
Well, there's a sink in the pantry. You can wash in there. Here, take these towels in with you.
Towels? Ain't you got no shower curtain?
We use towels here. It's a new fad. And Stretch, if the soap dispenser's empty, you'll find some powder to fill it with in the cupboard.
Okay, Miss Brooks.
I've got to carry these empty egg boxes out to the incinerator, Stretch. See you later.
Not to mention, I earned
Nice little pantry. I guess this thing is a soap dispenser, all right. Let's see now, where's the powder I'm supposed to fill it with? Oh, it must be in these 4 little bags. It says, tin tomorrow. Oh, that's a funny name for a soap powder. Well, I'll just dump them all in the dispenser. Now I'll fill the sink with enough water to wash up with. That ought to do it.
Well, the front part of the house is all set, Connie. Everything back here all right?
Everything but me, Mrs. Davis. I've got the strangest burning sensation around my chin.
Oh, that's where I applied the freckle off. It says on the bottle that if yours is the type of skin that burns easily, you should wash the cream off with soap and water.
Now she tells me. I'll use the sink in the pantry.
I'm all finished, Miss Brooks. Here's your towels back. I didn't need them.
Didn't need them, but you washed, didn't you?
Hi. Look at you, you little drooly boy.
A well-taken point. Now, if you'll excuse me, Stretch, I've got to stop this stinging on my chin some way. I got some smudges out by that incinerator, too. I might as well do a complete wash job. Here goes.
Gosh, Miss Brooks, if my face was as pretty as yours, I'd never wash it. Boy, I'll bet you're going to be the swellest lady in the Easter parade.
Oh, I don't care about that, Stretch. All I want to do is brighten the little corner where I am.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. No other dentifrice offers proof of such results. Proof that Colgate Dental Cream helps stop tooth decay before it starts.
This is not going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway.
Colgate Dental Cream, hundreds of case history, makes this the most
I didn't think that was going to work.
Dentifrice history on tooth decay. Conclusive proof that when teeth are brushed with Colgates right after eating, Colgate
Those nasty
Dental
fleas
Cream
are going
helps stop
away
tooth
right
decay
now.
Before it starts. Yes, the toothpaste you use to clean your breath while you clean your teeth now offers a 59 cents. Always use Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay before it starts. Remember, no other dentifrice offers proof of such results. Well, even if Stretch Snodgrass isn't the most brilliant person in the world, Miss Brooks, who has also washed her face in Walter's dye, might easily attain that title. However, since the dye, which is still in the dispenser, requires hours of exposure before it works, Miss Brooks didn't know on Saturday afternoon what a
not any of
colorful Easter she was
these.
facing.
Will you answer the doorbell, Connie? I'm just getting out of the tub.
All right, Mrs. Davis, I'll get it. Well, Mr. Conklin,
Hello, Miss Brooks.
to what fortuitous circumstance do we owe the pleasure of this visit from Madison's distinguished principal?
This is Saturday, Miss Brooks. You can cut down on the apple polishing. May I come in?
Of course.
Now then, as to the purpose of my visit, with your permission, I'll come right to the point.
Permission granted.
Thank you. As you know, the Easter parade tomorrow will be covered thoroughly by the press photographers.
Yes, I know. The photographers will greet us, and we'll find ourselves in the rotogravure.
Very catchy. In the past, I've always been quite careful about which profile to present to the camera when I'm having my picture taken. But in the parade, one never knows on which side a photographer will pop up.
And when they look you over, you will be in clover.
Oh, stop that. The reason I'm here, Miss Brooks, is because of this large, ugly freckle on my right cheek. I've always resented this freckle, Miss Brooks. It's the only blemish on an otherwise perfectly chiseled set of features.
Oh, you shouldn't be so self-conscious about it, Mr. Conklin. I've never thought of that as a large, ugly freckle. I always thought it was a dimple.
A dimple? Well...
Yes, indeed. Many's the time I've looked at you and thought, what a large, ugly dimple.
Such honesty deserves a reward, and I'll see that you get it in the school weeks to follow. Right now, I'd like to inquire about a cosmetic that my wife mentioned. She said Mrs. Davis told her about it.
Oh, he's a sleepy kitten.
Freckle off, I believe.
Oh, yes, that's it, Mr. Conklin, but sometimes it... Say, that would be just the thing for you.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Osgood.
Hello, Margaret.
Mr. Conklin was wondering if he could borrow some of your freckle-off cream, Mrs. Davis.
What for?
For his freckle.
What freckle?
This large, ugly freckle beneath my right ear.
Oh, that. I always thought that was a beauty mark.
A beauty mark? Well...
Yes, many the times I've thought to myself, what a large, ugly beauty mark. But I've got a jar of the cream right here on this table, Osgood. You're welcome to try it.
Here, let me dab it on for you, Mr. Conklin. There we are.
Say, this stuff burns. Ouch! It's hot.
Well, you wanted to remove the freckle, don't you?
Yes, but I'd like it to leave the face.
Why? I mean, if it burns too badly, you can wash it off with soap and water. Just follow me, Mr. Conklin.
Well, hurry up. This is awful.
There's a sink right out here in the pantry. I'll fill the basin for you. You'll find soap in the dispenser above the sink. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Conklin.
Right.
There's somebody at the front door.
Oh, hello, Miss Brooks. My car broke down a few blocks from here. I wondered if I could use your phone to call the garage.
Of course, Mr. Boynton. Come in.
I was driving along, not a care in the world, when suddenly, boom, the transmission, the crankcase, and the drive shaft fell out.
Anything serious?
Say, it is. The car won't go at all until they...
We're running along now, Miss Brooks.
Oh, hello, Boynton. Oh, hello, Mr. Conklin. What brings you to this part of the town?
It's a long and harrowing tale, Boynton.
But briefly, your friend, Miss Brooks, almost burned half of my face off with some alleged freckle remover. Well, what did you want with freckle remover, Mr. Conklin? Well, I thought it could remove this large, ugly freckle beneath my right ear. You're right. Well, I always thought that was just a mole.
A mole?
Well, yes, sir. Many's the time I've thought to myself, what a large, ugly...
Oh, be quiet. Good day to you both. Oh, Miss Brooks, before I use the phone, I'd like to wash some of the grease off my hands and face.
What do I got
there?
there?
Pretty dirty tinkering around with the car.
Why, I didn't even notice it, Mr. Boynton. But if you'll just follow me, you can use the sink in our pantry. There's plenty of soap in that dispenser between the taps. Just help yourself.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this ought to do the trick.
We're going to have our Easter breakfast tomorrow about 10 o'clock, Mr. Boynton. Will that be all right for you?
Easter breakfast? Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Miss Brooks. That's the reason I drove over, to tell you I can't make it tomorrow.
Can't make it? Why not?
Well, I got a wire from my folks this morning. They're visiting friends at Eagle Springs, and they asked me to join them. It's only 40 miles from here, and I thought I'd drive up in the morning. Of course, that's out of the question now. It'll take days to fix that car of mine.
Good.
But I can catch an early train. Now, tell you what, maybe you can borrow Mrs. Davis's car, and you could drive me to the station in the morning.
What have I done to earn such a bonus?
Yeah.
For those of us who arose on time, the Easter Sunday sunrise was an awe-inspiring sight. And in Walter Denton's house, where his pal Stretch Snodgrass has had permission to spend the night, is another awe-inspiring sight. Stretch Snodgrass.
Walter, hey, Walter, are you up?
Yeah, I'm up. Let's get dressed and...
What's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing's wrong with me. It's you. Your face looks like an Easter egg.
Easter egg? What makes you say a thing like that?
Because you're all purple. Your whole face.
Oh, what's so funny? Maybe I got high blood pressure.
It's more like you used some of that delayed action dye of mine.
Dye?
Yeah, I've been keeping it a secret. I call it tint tomorrow because the color doesn't show up until the next day.
Tint tomorrow? I thought that was soap powder. I filled the dispenser at Mrs. Davis's with it.
Yeah, well, What? Oh, gosh. I better go in there and warn Mrs. Davis before anybody
There's
else
a dead
uses
flea
it.
on your
Wait a minute,
face.
What about me? How do I get this purple stuff off?
Oh, quit worrying. I'll invent some way to get rid of it. And even if I don't,
Yeah?
I can always dye you another color. So you see, Mrs. Davis, Stretch filled the dispenser with the dye, and anybody that washed there is in for a shock today. Gee, I'm glad you didn't get any on you.
Me too. And I hope Connie didn't use it. She's going to take Mr. Boynton to the train this morning. She should be coming in for coffee any minute now.
Gosh, I hope everything's
I just got time for a quick cup of coffee. Oh, hello, Walter.
Hello.
How do I get away from... Get him away from here so I can do this.
Nothing, dear.
Finish this.
Just startled us when you came in so suddenly.
22 viewers.
I'll get myself a cup and saucer out of the sideboard.
Look at her, Mrs. Davis. Her face is all green.
I know, but just don't blurt it out at her. We'll break it to her gently. Just keep drinking your milk.
Say, it's after 8. I'd better drink this coffee in a hurry. Mr. Boynton's making a 9:15 train.
Where's he going?
He's going to spend the day at Eagle Springs with his parents. And I don't mind telling you, I'm green with envy.
Walter, control yourself. I'll get a dish rag and... Oh, will you get that, please, Connie?
All right. Hello, Miss Brooks speaking.
Miss Brooks,
Hi.
this is Mr. Conklin.
Oh, happy Easter, Mr. Conklin.
Hey, buddy.
I guess you're getting all
Or
dolled up.
Star.
Gab.
Who's a pretty star girl.
The one question, Miss Brooks.
Who's making my screen all fuzzy.
That witch's brew you smeared on
Yeah, that's right. I want you to sit over there where I can love on you and have you right there.
I know very well which witch's brew.
Yeah, who's a pretty star girl.
Junk you put on me.
But there's no dye in
Well, there
that.
must have been. You should see my face this morning.
You mean it's a different color?
Different color? Miss Brooks, I'm plaid. Thanks to you and your quack remedies, I look like an Italian sunset.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Conklin. I didn't have any knowledge of any
You
dye.
never have
in
any knowledge of anything. Now hang up. I'm going to call my doctor and get to the bottom of this gook. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, what do you know about that, Walter? Mr. Conklin's face has turned all colors of the rainbow.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Brooks. I must have been thinking of something comical. I better join Mrs. Davis in the dish rag in the kitchen.
Dang it.
Mrs. Davis, that was Mr. Conklin on the phone. He just turned plaid.
This is terrible, Walter. How are we going to get this dye off the people who washed here yesterday?
Well, I stopped at the
How do I get
drugstore on
them
my
off
way
here?
over, and Mr. Miller, the pharmacist, said he'd try and figure something out in a hurry.
Well, that's at least some hope. Now, maybe it won't be such a shock when you tell Connie her face is green.
Me? I think I better go home, Mrs. Davis.
What's the matter, Walter? Don't you feel well?
I feel like she looks. But I guess the only manly thing to do is face the music.
Come on, I'll help you break it to her in a roundabout way. Oh, Connie, about that green face of yours. Connie. Connie. Oh, she must have left while we were in the kitchen. Oh, good heavens. What will Mr. Boynton think when he sees her?
Who knows? It may be a break for her. He's always been crazy about frogs.
Coming.
Good
morning, Miss.
Mr. Boynton, what happened to your face? It's blue.
Yes, isn't it awful? I noticed it when I went in
I
to
got
shave
a
this
kitty
morning.
on either side
When
of
did
me.
you notice your face was green?
Huh?
Well, it's not really a bad shade of green.
My face?
Well, here, stand in front of this mirror.
Yay!
No, calm yourself, Miss Brooks. I kind of like it. Reminds me of my pet frog, McDougal.
Thanks a million. How did I get this on me?
Well, Walter Denton phoned me a few minutes ago and explained the whole thing. His pal Stretch put some of Walter's delayed dye into the soap dispenser in your pantry yesterday.
You mean the tint tomorrow really worked?
I'll say it did. It won't come off with soap and water or even turpentine. I've tried several times.
Wait till I get hold of that Stretch Snodgrass.
Well, I'm in a worse spot than you are, Miss Brooks. I've had to cancel my trip to Eagle Springs.
Good old Stretch Snodgrass. But if you're not going away today, how
All
about
right,
coming
so
over to
wait
my
for them
place?
to...
No, I wouldn't
Yep,
budge
I
out of
am
this apartment with
totally
this blue
safe
face, Miss
scumming
Brooks.
it. I am
No,
not
I'm just gonna have to
dealing
stay in
with
until
any
they-
consequences of anything I do.
I guess it's an imposition to ask, but, well, I thought maybe I could fix up a little lunch here and play some records to dance to, and, well, if it isn't asking too much, would you care to stay here and keep me company?
I'll force myself.
Oh, good. I'll go into the kitchen to see about rustling up some grub. Just make yourself comfortable.
Oh, don't worry about green face, blue face. I'll be fine. I'll get it.
Don't slug me, Miss Brooks. Everything's going to be fine.
You're so right, Walter. Goodbye.
No, wait. Mr. Boynton told me on the phone about canceling his trip, but now he won't have to.
Not so loud. What do you mean, Walter?
Well, Mr. Miller, the pharmacist, came up with these pills. You just dissolve them in warm water, and it washes the dye off like magic.
All right, that's another one down.
Does it? Hand them over, Walter. I'll take them in.
Okay, Miss Brooks. I'm sorry for what Stretch did. Well, I imagine I'll see you later on.
Far be it from me to knock a boy's imagination. Goodbye, Walter.
I'm just putting on a timely recording, Miss Brooks.
Good.
You, care to dance, Miss Brooks?
Mm-hmm.
Am I holding you too tight? Mind if I hum in your ear?
Okay.
I'll be all in clover when they look you over. Oh, by the way, who was that at the door just now?
The door?
Oh, yeah, the bell rang as I went into the kitchen. Who was it?
Nobody we know. Happy Easter, Mr. Boynton.
Eve Arden returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight? Yes, tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Luster Cream, world's finest shampoo. No other shampoo in the world gives you K-Dumat's magic blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Better than a soap, better than a liquid, Luster Cream is a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair 3 ways lovelier. Fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Even in hardest water, Luster Cream lathers instantly. No special rinse needed after a Luster Cream shampoo. So gentle, Luster Cream is wonderful even for children's hair. Tonight, yes, tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo. Dream girl, beautiful Luster Cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to Luster Cream shampoo.
Whole lot of dead
And
people.
now, once again, here is Eve Arden.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our sponsor, the Colgate Palmolive Peat Company, and all of us here at the studio, may I extend our warmest Easter greetings. Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Luster.
Okay, so I have to get past all these people who could somehow recognize me even though I'm wearing a mask with not one but 2 faces.
Clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written by Al Lewis with Lester White and Joe Quillen, with the music of Wilbur Hatch under the direction of Maurice Carlton. Mr. Boynton is played by Jeff Chandler, Mr. Conklin by Gail Gordon. Others in tonight's cast were Jane Morgan, Dick Crenna, Gloria McMillan, and Leonard Smith. For a beauty bath that brings you glamour from head to toe, get bath-size Palmolive soap.
Yes, ladies, for a velvet smooth beauty lather that caresses your skin, leaves your whole body glowing with the warm blush of fragrant loveliness, enjoy a beauty bath with bath-size Palmolive. It's perfect for your toddler
Oh, that's the
shower.
problem. I'm carrying a
Just
gun on
gentle
my
massage
back.
over your body creates a glorious lather that leaves your skin delightful.
Yes, for the most luxurious bath you've ever had, get big bath-size Palmolive soap. For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North, the exciting, fun-packed adventures of an amateur detective and his beautiful wife.
Aww. Star just completely ignored him, just looked at him for a second and then kept moving.
At the same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia.
That's right, he just wants to be your friend, Star. Wants to be your buddy.
Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve.
Alright, and because I'm going to be ending this stream soon, I'm going to go ahead and stop this radio drama. But I should probably finish off this level first, at least, shouldn't I? Well, at least I'll finish this conversation. And then we'll just pick it up tomorrow.
Miss Washington, after due consideration, I have revised my position. I would like to support your motion.
Well, well, look at you, Block. Finding your good sense and manners. Come along, then. I'll call a vote at once. I knew you'd come around. You're stubborn, Block, but you're not a schmuck. You know I'm right. The analysts at my father's think tank have been grinding the data for months, and they are rarely wrong. The Karuna Agreement, climate litigation. We estimate that fossil fuel companies like yours have a decade, at best, before you're all resigned to the junkyard of history. And what kind of secret society would we be if we didn't keep each other in power?
What indeed?
I knew we could talk sense. Just vote in favor of my motion, and I promise you, Block, you'll power the world for decades to come. Who cares how, as long as you're the one getting paid.
Ain't that the truth?
I love it. So, dear, I was asking, how is it that these people can recognize me when I'm wearing a mask with not one but 2 faces? Yeah, I was walking around with a machine gun on my back. They weren't recognizing it, they were just wondering why I was carrying it around. All right, let's see what we've got.
Friends and founders, the recess is over. Let's return to the
can I
council
help you?
room
You're
and
kind of freaking
proceed
me
with
out.
the vote.
Nah, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. But we are almost there. $28 viewers.
Sir.
One less guard.
You've certainly placed yourself at the crossroads of history. Nicely done, 47.
Well.
Let's reiterate. For decades, you, the titans of the energy industry, have conspired to obscure the truth about climate change through lobbying, misinformation, and propaganda.
Yes, they have.
This strategy has been incredibly successful.
Until recently.
All good things must come to an end. It is time for you to adapt or die, ladies and gentlemen. This is why our analysts have devised a 10-year transition plan to keep you in power. Play this right.
Right.
You will not only thrive, but this time, you will be the good guys.
Okay, then.
In other words, you have nothing to lose. So, everyone in favor, say aye.
I.
Aye.
I. I.
Yay or nay, Block? Silence is consent.
Aye.
5 ayes. The vote is unanimous. The motion is passed. And now, I believe a toast is in order to the future. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
To the future.
The future.
The future.
I wonder if I can maybe poison her drink before. No, that was stupid. Now I have to watch all this again.
Mr. Block, everyone is waiting for you. If you would be so...
Well, you've certainly placed yourself at the crossroads of
Mr.
history.
Block,
Nicely
everyone
done,
is
47.
waiting for you. If you would be so good as to take your seat.
All right.
Let's reiterate. For decades, you...
Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do this tomorrow because my stream is over. I appreciate the 29 of you folks who are watching. I will be back at hopefully 11 a.m. tomorrow. But for now... Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Something of mine is messed up. Why does this happen every day? I hear you, buddy. I know. All right, so minimize that. Not the greatest ending I've ever had, but I thank you folks for coming by. I can't wait to see you tomorrow morning, and I hope you all have a wonderful day because, as the Jingle Boy would say, it's a wonderful life. But he's not here, it's just Mrs. Grynch and 2 cats in the immediate area. A sad-looking sad eyes. Sad-looking sad eyes on Mrs. Purdy here. She's just mad because I'm tolerating that other kitty. All right. Well, folks, have a great day.